Hello and welcome inside the Fogarty Arena in Blaine, Minnesota, as we get ready to start the semifinals of the Robertson Cup. Noah, glad to have you alongside. We'll see if we can't fix what's going on in our headsets.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously a very important game. Game one here in Blaine, and obviously the game before us was not too much of a contest, unfortunately. It was a very good showing from Lone Star. We thought they were going to be a good hockey team. Well, they certainly showed that dominance here today. Anchorage, a little bit of pushback. I imagine that series might look a little bit different tomorrow.
Yep.
But today it was the Stars showing why they're the best team in the NAHL.
So the Toros got here by sweeping the Austin Bruins. Followed that up by winning 3 out of 4 against the Bismarck Bobcats. 7 of the possible 10 games they needed to get here.
Yep.
The minimum is 6. You need to win 3 in each of the first 2 rounds. The Black Bears needed 8 games to get here. But anyway, the Toros, well, the Toros, Noah, looking to jump out to a lead in an important game one of this series. Not that important in the regard that the Toros did drop game 1 in 2018 and went on to advance to the final, but all things being equal, if you're Cody Campbell and the Toros, you'd like to get the win in game 1 today.
Yeah, certainly would. Obviously, statistically, you're going to put yourself in a much better position, and I think, you have a team in the Black Bears that, like you mentioned, a little bit more of a slog for them to get through that journey, that next round against the number 8th ranked team in the NAHL. A little bit different, right? Took them to 5 games, made it interesting, obviously capping off with a dominant win in Game 5 to get here to Blaine, Minnesota. But, this is a team that certainly can be beaten. You look at Owen LePac, who's going to be in net for the Black Bears, and, he's 2.18 goals against average and a 9.13, 18-8-1 overall. And again, a goaltender that can be beaten. This Toros team, I know a lot of fans probably at home are feeling a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious. I know sometimes staff do as well, but I had a good conversation with actually our statistician when we're at home, Emma Palmer, and she said, I'm so worried about this. I don't know if I can kind of handle it. And the conversation that I had was, why? It's just another hockey game.
Yep.
Get those first couple shifts in, throw the body around a little bit, just get the legs underneath you and continue to play Toro hockey. That's what this team has done all year. It's gotten you to this point. Why change now?
For sure, and I think, honestly, around the hotel the last couple of days, not just today, but realistically, the least nervous group of Toros people I've seen
are the players.
Are the guys who are going to be out on the ice in about 6 minutes. That'll quickly get us to some of our usual pregame staples. Noah, let's kick it off with players to watch.
Yeah, certainly a lot of guys that you could pull out of this lineup here, but for me, it's a guy like Weston Knox, the recent Wisconsin Badger commit. Look for him to be a catalyst, right? He was a force in Bismarck. Even that game they lost in overtime, you felt like he was going to be due. Guys shine the brightest when the spotlight is on, and I think that in a game like this, a guy like Weston Knox is certainly going to take charge. He has that veteran leadership presence. Ken, I'm not sure where you're going to go with this one, but to be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if you lean with a veteran as well.
Well, certainly the pull is to lean on a kid like Trevor Stahowiak or Kobe Volk, some of the guys who have been Toros for a long time. But if the first game taught me anything, I'm going with Brady James between the pipes, right? Like, the Anchorage Wolverines were in a 6-0 hole after 13 shots on goal because their goaltending just wasn't there.
Yep.
You need Brady James to have the best game of his career tonight to get the Toros going. And if you fall behind early, that's not a place you want to be.
Yeah, certainly you want to be in the driver's seat. And you look at some of these guys, you take a look at the Toro lineup too. I mean, Staples, guys that have been together for a while. So you look at Sawecki, Emmons, and Trevor Stahowiak that will get the call here tonight as the starting line, top unit as well. Will Dawson, Caden Casey, Murray Marvin, Cortez, rounding out your top 6, quote unquote. Nicholas Kettinen, Letton, O'Hannesson, Staples as always, and how about that fourth line that is really a top unit for about probably 50% of this NAHL. Ian Spencer, Colby Baird, John Small in the back end. Weston Knox and Adam Mahler get the call. Pavel Funtak, Jordan Gibbs together as well, and Colby Volk, Ryland Jacquems, and Ty James, the extra defenseman. Lucas Sweden backs up Brady James, who, as you mentioned, gets the call here tonight. A lot of guys that have an opportunity to make some noise, but that's kind of been Toro hockey all year, right? Is
For sure.
It hasn't been 1 or 2 guys. It's been about 8 or 9. You're going to need them all here tonight.
Let's take a look now at the Forebears over-unders. Noah, I'll let you play along. Obviously, fans at home, you can jump in the Toros Hockey mobile app, get your guesses in, still have a chance to win that $225 stay-and-play package from our friends at Forebears Casino and Lodge. Total Toros first period goals, Noah, 0.5. Over. Total combined penalty minutes between these two teams, 16.5. Will they let them play, or will it be called tight like maybe the earlier game was?
I was going to say, just based on what we saw from the officiating crew earlier, it was very even.
Different crew for this game, though, than the previous, but yes.
I'm going to go with the over just based on what we saw.
Toros outshot teams heavily in the regular season, but so did the Black Bears. Black Bears, 37.6 shots per game while allowing just 26.72. The Toros similarly 35.3 while allowing 25.3. So we're going Toros shot differential. Will the Toros continue to do what they've done and outshoot teams? We've got the number at 5.5.
I think it's enticing to take the over. I'm going to take the under on this one. This just seems like two teams, like you mentioned, matching up very well statistically. I don't think we're going to see what we saw in the first game here this afternoon. I think it's going to be tightly contested right down to the wire. Obviously, every shot's going to count, Ken. You got to find the back of the net at some point.
Noah, I know you know the answer to the McDonald's Toros trivia question, so I'm going to ask you not to give it away.
Okay.
But a chance for our friends at home or here in the building to win a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's. Who did the Toros play in the semifinal the first time the Toros made it to the Robertson Cup? Your possible answers are the Bismarck Bobcats, Fairbanks Ice Dogs, Minnesota Wilderness, or Shreveport Mudbugs. Get your guess in. We'll give away that answer during the third period. And last thing, before we wrap up the pregame show and try and turn you over to the introductions, Noah, the home key group keys to the game. What's your key to the game tonight?
Yeah, I think just being the aggressor from the get-go. You sit back in a hockey game like this, you get burned, right? Get on the attack. Be the team that controls the pace of play. Do not be timid. Lots of physicality. You have to have that drive from puck drop.
All right, we don't have a line from the PA, but I'm going to try to turn up my headset and let you guys hear the introductions. Are they even?
And now, welcome to tonight's champion of Central Minnesota.
Blaine, Minnesota, game one of potentially a 3-game set here. The Toros hope it is less in their favor against the Maryland Black Bears. Looking chip game on Tuesday night for a Robertson Cup. My name is Noah Grancher, color commentator alongside Ken Oda on play-by-play duties. This, of course, is Ken's 14th season in this league, 12th
And just
behind the mic.
Second trip
Yep.
to the Ring Cup. A special opportunity, not just for the guys on the ice, but of course for everyone in the organization. And hopefully a fun few days here in Minnesota to wrap up what has already been the most successful season of Toros hockey.
Yeah, great hockey team. Just complete from front end to back and vice versa. Again, the guys look relaxed. Hopefully the start can be good here. Obviously, as you can probably tell, intimate building here tonight. It's going to be loud. It's going to be jam-packed. Can the Toros make the noise in their favor?
Toros in the home cream sweaters with a new Robertson Cup logo on the chest. They are working from left to right on your computer monitor, smart device, however you are tuned in to the Minotauros Network. Puck is down. Black Bears win the draw and promptly throw it up and into the netting, but we play on.
Yeah, hit the netting.
So,
again, first shift jitters, right? Just little things like that. Just got to fight through them. Continue to force the issue.
not just for the players, but for the officials. That was a pretty clear puck out of play, but nonetheless, puck up top to the near point. Adam Mahler looking for a tip from John Emmons, just missed. Far side, big hit by Captain Trevor Stahoyak. It's rolled into the Toro zone on net to negate an icing.
Yeah, and how about the fact that John Emmons was all alone in front of the net there? Good little opportunity early on.
Shoveled out to neutral by Weston Knox. Black Bears have it, dump it back down into the near corner of the Toro zone. Adam Mahler on it, shovels it to the far side. Kettinen able to get out of the zone, takes a big hit to make a play out towards the Black Bear zone, but back on it are the Bears.
Yeah, and that's the type of play that you're going to have to play through. Nicholas Kettinen taking a hit to make a play in front of the Toro bench, and it's going to have to be a little bit gritty here. I think the Central Division matchups the Toros have had all season favors them a little bit in terms of the physicality.
Near side, Ergo drops it back. He splits his defenders. It'll be stopped there by Lepak. Puck to the far side. Murray Marvin Cordes read it well, takes it away onto the far side wall. Cordes leaves it back to the point. Big shot from Woogie. He fanned on it. And the Black Bears look to go the other way. Dropped for Ergo. Ergo tries a shot, gloved and held by Brady James. First shot of the game belongs to the Black Bears, as does the second. We'll get another look of the big hit in front of the Toro bench. At least those of you who are watching on NATV.
Yeah, we talked about the physicality, right? Just taking a hit to make a play. Also, Brady James as well. That's the perfect first shot that you want to see from him. I guess technically credited with two are the Black Bears.
The one dump in from neutral was a shot on goal, but first real shot, D1 for Brady James. The draw to the right of Brady James.
On the opposite side, as we mentioned, in net for the Black Bears, Lepak. Didn't see a ton of shots in warm-up. Don't know if that's his norm or not.
Quick one-timer, blockered away, rebound loose at the side of the net. It ends up in the corner. Funtek finds it. Ahead, Emmons able to chip it out to neutral. Nick Sawecki in a race. Can he save icing? He does not. And the whistle goes. That'll bring the draw back into the Toro zone. That icing brought to you, as are all icings, by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center.
Boy, and part of me, too, is let the guys play it out there. I know obviously the tiebreaker goes to the defenseman. It was neck and neck. But here's the thing that's made Toro hockey great this season. We've raved about it all year. Cody Campbell didn't move an inch, right? I think in years past you might see him be a little frustrated with that call. Understanding what's at stake here. Just understanding that you're not going to get every call. You're not going to get every bounce. Can you create as many of them in your favor over the course of a weekend?
Several fans checking in on social. We'll get to you along. We're glad to have you all aboard. When the Toros do eventually score, every goal puck from the Robertson Cup will be a lap under the Dash auction tab. Battle in the far corner, won by the Bears. Shot on, save made. Pile in the blue paint.
Toro's got away with a cross check there. Trevor Stahoyak absolutely buried a Black Bear in front.
There's a broken stick in the paint as well. Puck underneath, still loose. And then Johnson, a late whack at Brady James that Trevor Stahoyak takes exception to.
Well, we talked about the lack of physicality you and I did pregame in the last game we saw. This might have a Central Division feel to it by the time we're all said and done here. And how about Brady James? staying strong early
Tested
on
early,
there.
yeah. A lot of traffic. It looks like that's going to be the Black Bears' goal. Keep someone right on his lap.
And
All left to play here in period number 1. Still no score.
yeah, in some senses it almost does feel like a road game, literally and figuratively, if you're Maryland. So you're kind of seeing that prototypical road game first 10-minute push.
Brady James tries to clear on the near side. Small couldn't help him out. It's dumped deep behind the Toro net. Weston Knox cuts it off. Adam Mahler finds the handle. Mahler uses the glass to flick that ahead. Bouncing puck. Small couldn't quite reach it.
Just feels like if the Toros can get a good transitional play, they have an opportunity to capitalize.
Bears shovels down the wall, but the Black Bears take it away. Push to the Toro blue line. Knox takes over, swings it to the near side, and Adam Mahler. Mahler looking ahead. The pass was blocked. Gordon chips it into the Toro end. Knox up the wall for Small. Small shovels it past Gordon out to neutral. In front of the blue line, Spence creates havoc, but it's back down towards the Toro end. Bear looking up ice. His pass picked off. Small pokes it free, but pops up high in the air. Tauscher gloves it down and dumps it into the Toro zone. 3 minutes in, Toro still looking for their first shot on goal. It's as loud in here as it sounds in our headsets. A lot of Cream and Cardinal in the stands. Offensive zone going to work. Weston Knox is going to go to the box as he hauled down Jeremy Tremblay. And the Toros will go to the Papa John's PK.
Well, and also, the piece of this as well, the Toros didn't get out of the zone cleanly, right? You have a defenseman who curls back in his own zone. He's not able to make a play. We'll hear from the official here.
Or not. He forgot to unmute his mic, so.
But nonetheless.
The moral of the story is it was a hook.
Yeah,
16:43 left to go in period number 1. Toros to the Papa John's PK. Toros PK ranked second in the league in the regular season. And only 10th in the postseason. 86.96% for the Toros on the PK.
Very aggressive penalty kill for the Toros. Can it pay dividends for them, or will they overcommit?
Stahowiak for Zwiecki. Zwiecki up ice, fights through. He has Stahowiak going to the front. Couldn't get a pass through. That was Zwiecki behind the net winning a battle, and the Toros will play keep away. Meanwhile, the Black Bear power play, 9th in the postseason, 15.38%. 1:27 left to go on the Papa John's PK.
Yeah, we talked about it again the earlier game. One of the things Anchorage did poorly against Lone Star, they weren't aggressive on the kill on the forecheck. Look at Ian Spencer all the way up on the play there.
Near side, Cabao across, gets it right back. Kebrew lays down to the side of the net, tip play off the crossbar. Chipped ahead, Emmons sweeps it. Now he looks to get going, gets right through one. Upended, can't get past the second. Cody Campbell wants a call. I didn't think there was much wrong with that.
It looked like it was something behind the play. It didn't look like the initial opportunity. The Toros lucky to escape there.
Spencer up on the pressure, getting interfered with. Sorry.
Credit Maryland. They've had a very good start to this hockey game, Ken.
Croxall into the zone, working past Gibbs, carries down low. Reverses back to Tremblay. Tremblay kicks it back down to the corner in Croxall. Croxall has it taken away. Trevor Stahowiak clears the zone. 15:14 left to play in period number 1. 29 ticks left to talk on the Papa John's PK as it's ahead for Gordon on the near side. Gordon into the zone, shot blocked. Gibbs working on Gordon, Stahowiak as well. Now it's down in the corner. Croxall stepped into by Mahler. We've played 5 minutes, 14 more seconds left on the kill. Still no score, but the Toros still looking for their first shot on goal. Far point, Gordon drops it down to the dot shot, it's in. Black Bears strike first with 4 seconds left on the power play.
Yeah, just a puck that Brady James had no opportunity to see through a screen, right? And, if you're Cody Campbell, do you consider taking your time out here? It hasn't been a poor start necessarily, but it hasn't been the best of ones either. And we'll take a look at that last opportunity again. Just a seeing eye shot. You make a play off the half wall. Blocker side high. Don't know actually if there was as much traffic as I thought there was initially, but enough of a disruption. We'll get a very good look at it here. Yeah, and the late screen, the roving screen right there.
Play back underway. Toros down 1-0 early. A chance to draw even. Shot goes wide. for Lettinen. Jockums keeps it at the near point. Long shot, save made. Rebound chopped out to neutral. Bouncing puck to the near side wall. Jockums to the near side, O'Hannesson. O'Hannesson throws that down. It was tipped, so no icing. Toros after it, but it's quickly moved to the far side. Ahead, they've got Hornacek in behind. He stepped into, poked free by Knox. Kettinen finds it. Hoist one ahead, it doesn't get out. Kept at the blue line. Player sent flying, but now a shot, it's in. Toros fail to clear the zone again, and Perreault makes them pay. Make it Tremblay.
Yeah, and if I'm Cody Campbell, I'm burning my timeout right here. Just has been a really poor start all of a sudden here. Didn't get a chance to recover on the first opportunity, and we take a look again. As you mentioned, play doesn't get out. And then a shot glove side. Nothing Brady James can really do about that. Both goals well within striking distance. Yeah, and that's exactly what we're going to get. Cody Campbell calling his timeout here. Rightfully so. Shots 5-1, and a very generous first shot for the Minotauros as well. And this is not a position the Toros have found themselves in very often this year, Ken. And
so I will say I went and looked back this afternoon. 2018, the Toros fell in a 3-0 hole after one to Fairbanks. They did end up losing game one, but they did win the series. So we're 6 minutes and 8 seconds into this hockey game. We are far from panic time, Noah.
Yeah, a lot of hockey left to be played. I think the concern is that the Toros just need to start making better decisions, right? Puck's not getting out of the zone. Simple play is 5 seconds inside of, or 5 feet inside of the blue line in either direction. You've got to just make sure that you're getting pucks out. Make the simple play, make the simple transition, get across the blue, cross the red, cross the far blue. Just make sure that everything is going north here twice. The Toros have had a turnover that's either led to a power play opportunity against that ends up in the back of the net, or right there, the puck doesn't get out. Toros just have to get back to playing Toro hockey.
Black Bears win the draw. Big collision on the near side. Hit delivered by Adam Mahler on Kebrew. Quickly ahead for Dawson. Dawson fights through a check. Puck taken away though. Johnson has it on the far side. Into the zone. Quick shot. It's in.
Puck was on edge there, Ken. Nothing Brady James could really do about that one. I know that's one that a lot of people say he should have by positioning alone, but that thing definitely dipped on him at the end there. Puck was spinning the entire way into the zone entry and just absolutely dropped. Take a look again here. I think that might have been the second goal. Yeah, we're going to look at it here. Yeah, don't know if it was rolling or not. We're going to get Lucas Sweden is into the game, yep. Ken. Ken, you mentioned it also yesterday. Brady James didn't look smooth in practice yesterday. I don't know if there was anything about that or not. Hard to fault him on the first two. That one you want to have, but.
So, goaltending change. Lucas Sweden in. 6 minutes, 32 seconds gone in this hockey game, and the Toros are down by 3. Colby Bear jams ahead. Spence touches it into the zone. It'll roll on net for a quick cover by LePac.
And this is where, if you're the Toros, simplify the game a little bit. Pucks in deep, win a battle, get pucks to your point, traffic in front. Test this netminder. We haven't.
More importantly, get out of your own zone.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
We've seen a lot of extra passes trying to get out of the zone.
And I don't know, obviously the glass not as high here as it is
everywhere in the Central except for St. Cloud, really.
But again, you got to make the right decision.
Colby Bear with Spencer in the shooting hole behind him. Shot 6-1, score 3-0. Draw one back, Spence, quick shot. Not sure if that was kicked away or if it sailed wide. Out to neutral, good job by Colby Volk. Takes that away, gains the line, plays it in for Small. Small can't fight through, Johnson gathers, rings it to the near side. Jockums should keep that, he does. Down the wall, Spencer looking up top, it's tipped away. Races on the other way, it's Tremblay. Tremblay in, shot, save made by Sweden.
First test that he's seen, and again, if you're the Toros, it's a bit counterintuitive. Make the right play, but be a little bit aggressive here.
Jochum stepped into a neutral, turns it over. Kebrew into the zone. Kebrew wide, tries a shot, save made by Sweden. Near side, thrown towards the front, that goes wide. Spencer wins the race to it, jams it ahead. It's at least out to neutral, but the Bears take over there. Luca Mell, former Aberdeen wing, dumps that in for the Black Bears. Near side, Mahler. Mahler trying to squeeze through. Gains the red, dumps it deep. Awkward carom off the wall, causes some problems for Lepak, but eventually the Bears clean it up. Far side, Emmons with a good hit to Howiak. Make that Emmons. Bounces off a check, gets help from Weston Knox. Knox, soft chip into the far corner. Nick Zwiecki after it. Zwiecki carries in along the end wall, throws in front to carom off John Emmons. Doesn't go, and now they'll tie up in front.
Again, but that's the perfect play, right? Weston Knox, puck in deep, knows his guy is going to get there, wins the foot race, tries to feed a play in front. I thought he maybe should have went to the point, but nonetheless, it's havoc in front. It's a whistle. It's a reset in the offensive zone here. When you're down 3-0 early in a hockey game, you're looking for any sort of life, any sort of positive. That's just a simple puck on net. Simple puck battle won. You got to get that next one. 4-0 feels insurmountable. 3-0 is not unbeatable with 12 minutes left in period number 1.
Look, they got their 3 goals in 6 minutes, right?
But you got to get the next one. You got to find a way to claw yourself back into it just a little bit.
3-1 going into the second feels a lot better.
Yep.
3-2 feels great if you're the Toros. Emmons on the draw. One back by the Bears. Flicked ahead. Stahowiak cuts it off. Emmons can't find the handle. Stahowiak spun down, and it's ahead for Al-Bashir. Al-Bashir dumps it deep. Lucas Sweden out of his net. Looking for help. He'll swing it to the far side. He's got Zwiecki. Zwiecki up ice for Stahowiak. Stahowiak finds it. Pressured there. And it's rolled into the Toro zone. Funtek across Ty James. Stahowiak taken down. Delayed call coming, so the Toros will get a power play once the Bears touch, which they do. 11:28 left to go here in period number 1. Let's see if we get another look from the NATV crew.
Yeah, the other piece of this too, Ken, now on the power play, I think obviously stick to what's worked, but also don't be afraid to shoot the puck with a little bit of traffic in front too. Just create something. Don't have to be too cute with it, just has to get over the goal line.
It's a rough on Samuel Stitz.
Yeah, behind the play, right in front of the Toro bench. Toros get their first opportunity. Shots 8-1 in favor of the Black Bears as the Toros get their first power play chance. 11:28 left in the first.
And really, if you're the Black Bears there, that's
Why
probably
engage?
the last thing you want, right? Why something behind the play? Why give the Toros a chance at life? Toros control the draw, letting it to the far side. O'Hannesson up top. Woogie comes across near side. Kettinen back up top for Volk. Volk, long shot through traffic that hits a leg and caroms to the corner. Zwiecki behind the net. Help from O'Hannesson. Swung to the point, and Woogie. Woogie comes near side. Kettinen up top for Volk. Volk looks far side. O'Hannesson in the middle. Bumper. Shot save made, and the rebound covered before Zwiecki can do any damage.
Great play though, right, Ken? Good puck movement, east-west, low-high. Able to find the shooter right in the middle of the ice. Shot through a screen. Good positional save. Really the first big test that Maryland has had to fend off.
Toros power play in the postseason, the most effective in the league, 28.57%. The Black Bears on the kill, 9th, 87.1%. Draw to the right of Lepak, who has not been very busy so far. Draw one back by the Bears. Tremblay from the near side, able to clear it all the way down.
And again, obviously you'd love to see the Toros score here, but I think the bigger piece is momentum, generating a little bit of offensive chances.
O'Hannesson into the zone, delays, bump down, puck swung in deep. Bears find it and clear. Swedes out of his net, stops for Kobe Volk. Still 1:01 left on the power play as Woogie comes out, pressured, leaves it behind the net for Caden Casey. Toros finish their change. Casey to the far side and Dawson. Dawson makes a move and gains some ice in the middle. Gains the line, tries a shot, it's blocked. Good job by Casey to prevent the clear. Casey looking up top for Mahler. Mahler settles it down, gives to Knox. Knox holds on. Knox walks in, wires. That goes up off the glass. Near side, Casey. Casey Looks for Knox, who couldn't handle it cleanly, and it's back out to neutral. Toros regroup nicely. Mahler gains the line, hands to Casey. Mahler drives the net. Casey holding. Shot that goes up and over. Far side, Knox. Hacks it down in the corner for Dawson. Dawson keeps it back. Delivers a big hit. Kept to the point by Knox. Knox wanted to hand to Mahler. It was off the mark, and it's flipped out to neutral. 11 seconds left in the power play. Knox met there. Plays down the wall into the zone. Dawson has Casey driving the net. Dawson can't get a pass across. A good defensive play by a sliding soft kiss.
Yeah, and it should have been a hook on the back end of that too. Toro player wasn't able to create an opportunity. I guess if you're coming off of a power play opportunity, it's hard to get that second call, but the Toros in the right end of the ice. I mean, just not able to kind of link up a little bit here, unfortunately. A little bit out of sync in terms of the puck possession. And you look at even the zone exit, Colby Volk in front of his own net. He has the puck in his feet. Make the simple play. Snap a puck up the ice, hit your man, continue to keep the play moving forward.
9:24 left to go in period number 1. Shots on goal 8-2 in favor of the Bears, who lead 3-0. .50 draw dug out by Stitz. Near side, taken away. Small tried to feed it in the middle. Spence finds it. Tries to go back to Small, but he was taken down along the wall. Near side, Bear pressuring. Jammed out to neutral. It'll roll down the ice. Colby Volk back on it as it doesn't go far enough for icing. He'll leave in the near side. Jockums ahead. Big hit by Perreault on Spence at the blue line. Nowhere near the puck. And Noah absolutely mystified.
I mean, I don't understand how that's interference if the player never picks up the puck and gets hit 2 seconds later, right?
Draw to the left of Lucas Sweden off the Minot's finest collision center icing. A little love from the broadcast or from the PA voice of the tournament. I said broadcaster because he's the broadcaster of the Minnesota Wilderness, Marty Hill, who always does a fine job at this event. Black Bears control off the draw, fire one that's gloved and held by Sweden.
Yeah, this is where if you're Lucas Sweden, just try to kind of right the ship a little bit, calm the waters, make the saves you have to do. Let the boys kind of get their feet underneath them. I'm going to be honest, Ken. I mean, we've watched a lot of hockey together over the course of 3 years, and especially a very good year this season. One of the poorer starts we've seen this year, no doubt about it. I mean, just,
for sure this year, yeah.
You know, and it's hard to kind of reset yourself when you're under duress early. You don't get a feel for the rhythm of what Maryland is bringing necessarily because the start is so abnormal. It's not often either team scores 3 at any point early in a hockey game.
Draw one back by the Toros, hammered to the near side. Small rings it back to the far side. Spencer gets there. Turns it up ice for Bear. It gets caught in the snow in front of the Black Bear bench, and now it's a delayed offside. Tough break for Bear there. If he's able to pick that up cleanly, that snow, possible offensive chance for the Toros. Taken away, Small on the near side. Small tries to play it towards the middle. It comes back to him. Small, hands off far side. Shot goes wide for Emmons. Small on the rebound. Small. Up top for Ty James. Tries a shot. That finds glass. Far side, Funtek punches it in deep. Emmons finds it there. Emmons looking for Stahowiak coming on a change. He didn't catch it cleanly. Stahowiak. Meanwhile, Spencer getting worked over in front of the net. Just got cross-checked in the face. Toros will get another power play. Puck across the blue line. Spencer down in the corner. Spencer working niftily. Then his pass across is cut off, but the Toros will go to the power play for the second time tonight. And Noah, I don't believe in must scores in the first period, but this is about as close as you can get, yeah?
Well, you got to find a way to get a good opportunity. If a goaltender makes a save, so be it. But again, Ian Spencer, right, doing what he does best, agitating a little bit, creating chaos in front. If you're going to let a guy, if he's going to cross-check you, I mean, eat a couple, right? And that's exactly what Ian Spencer did.
As we get another look at Ian Spencer, maybe not. This is the referee making the call, which...
Again, just look at the chaos in front there as Ian Spencer got buried before.
Toros to the power play for the second time. Loose in front, poke towards the goal, doesn't go. Bears find it, and up and out of play off Kettinen. Where will they put this draw?
Right here, just outside the zone. It went off the glass first, so will come just outside the blue line. But again, the Toros have been in the right hand here in the last 5 minutes. Just got to find a way to get one here. I mean, think about this. 3 goals, goal a period, right? I mean, that's not insurmountable. Just got to make sure that you clean up defensively. Obviously, find the back of the net.
Toros into the zone, still a minute 47 on the power play. Taken away and cleared out to neutral. Zwiecki digging on the near side. They continue to dig and eventually dumped in. Meanwhile, how is Amel's hit along the side on Lettinen not called? And now that caught the ceiling, so we have a whistle. But Lettinen was absolutely getting worked over behind the play by Luke Amel at the blue line.
Well, I think he had the conversation with the referee as well, too. And again, the Toros now with one more power play opportunity, counting this one, looking to capitalize on their first. And again, the principle still does remain the same. Going to have to play through a little bit here as well, too. A 3-0 doesn't make it easier.
Draw to the left of the Bears goaltender, Lepek, who has not been tested much, just 3 shots on goal for the Toros. Matching the number of goals the Toros have allowed. Toros control the draw. Colby Volk looks across. He gives to Ohannesson. Ohannesson, shot blocked. Ohannesson finds it, sweeps it back to the point. Rugi comes near side. Kettinen into the middle. Ohannesson delays. His shot's blocked. Zwiecki turning with it. Can't find it in his skates. Zwiecki gets to this. Guides it back to the point. And Colby Volk. Volk comes near side. Kettinen up top for Volk. Volk looks far side. Ohannesson comes across. Kettinen tip play. It's in. Nick Zwiecki gets the Toros back in it.
And Ken, what did we talk about? Right life, just creating havoc. Good puck movement east-west, able to create an opportunity in the middle of the ice. Haven't been able to threaten the front of the crease quite yet. And again, we'll take a look at it here. Again, just beautiful puck movement. You change the angle east-west, redirect, nothing a goaltender can do. I mean, he's moving from one direction to the other. Again, look at this puck movement. Cross the ice. Then it has to come back the other direction. Goaltender, look at this. He's going right, left, and then back to his right. Can't get there. Toros make it a 2-goal game.
And who else? Nick Zwiecki, the playoff points leader coming into the weekend. Meanwhile, Stitz takes down Mahler on the near side.
Again, now it's time to keep the energy rolling here, Ken. This is a pivotal shift here for the Toros. Try to move the momentum back in the opposite direction.
Kebrew ahead for Stitz. Stitz looking across, bouncing puck, jamming it's in. Are you kidding me? Black Bears on the rush. Sweden was under a ton of pressure, a lot of bodies there. I don't know how that puck ended up in the net, honestly, Noah.
Well, it ended up with a breakdown in coverage on the weak side, though, right? I mean, you end up having a zone entry from a left-handed shot who's able to get the puck all the way across, and then F3 drives the net here. Look, you have breakdown in coverage, both forwards lost at the front of the crease. Again, how pivotal is that response right after you score a goal? You're back to where you started. Ken, I mean, credit this Maryland team. We didn't really know what we were going to get out of this group. They've been tenacious, they've been hungry, they've been physical. I mean, this, dare I say, Ken, unless something changes in the next 2.25 periods, this might be the first time that the Toros have looked legitimately outmatched so far for the first 15 minutes.
Casey tried to hand it Dawson, but it's taken away. Bears leave to the far side. Tremblay toss across to the near side. Jockums jams ahead. Marvin Cordes looked to the middle. The pass was tipped, but Colby Volk's there in support. Rugi dumps it in. 5:35, a palindrome on the clock as that's dumped in. Shots 10-5 in favor of the Bears, who lead 4-1. Did not know what we'd expect. We said that, but I certainly did not expect this, Noah.
Well, I think if you take away the first 5 minutes, though, I think play has kind of evened out a little bit. But again, it's not going to be an easy climb. Hey, you got to find a way. You got to find a way to get the next one, continue a little bit of momentum, and for gosh sakes, clean up the defensive zone. It's been pretty abhorrent to start this hockey game.
Near side, Stitz drops it back to his defense. Touched in, good. Hit by Funtek, but the puck into the zone. Working with it there is Kebrew across. Luke Amel drives the net. Shot stopped by Swedner, then takes a late poke. And they're going to take Ty James, I think.
They're probably going to take them both, I think. We're going to get coincidentals out of this. But again,
Luke Amel as well, yes.
But
He's
again,
not happy, so.
Look at that play, right? The defenseman lays down early, overcommits, easy lane to the front of the net. I mean, that's a grade A scoring chance. Toros might be on the power play here, Ken.
They are just taking Luke Amel. So the Toros right back to the First Western Bank and Trust power play, 1 for 2 on the man advantage this evening. And again, just like the last power play opportunity, if you cut it to a 2-goal game, you feel okay. You feel like you at least weathered the storm, right?
Yeah, you just got to feel good going into the locker room here. I mean, I don't know how many speeches Cody Campbell's given, but he's going to have a good one in the first intermission regardless. Hopefully it's a 2-goal spread instead of a 3.
Toros control the draw. O'Hannison to the far side. Left off for Woogie. Woogie drops down to Zwiecki. Zwiecki back up top for Volk. Volk to the near side. O'Hannison right back to Volk. Volk walks in. His shot's blocked to the corner. Zwiecki after it. Keeps it loose. They move it to the near side. Kettinen up top O'Hannison. O'Hannison gives to the far side Woogie. Woogie tries the near side. Kettinen touches up top. O'Hannison shot it into the corner.
Yeah, was looking for that redirect from Lettinen down low.
Lettinen holds in the circle. Plays up top for Volk. 126 on the man advantage. O'Hannison drops down low for Kettinen. Kettinen to Lettinen on the near side half. For a lane, looking backside, it didn't get through. O'Hannison finds it, sauces up top for Colby Volk. Volk carries down into the far circle. Colby Volk around behind the net, tries to put it in front, and it doesn't go. Zwiecki was reaching late. Lettinen there as well.
Yeah, the Toros looking for any sort of kind of backdoor play. They're able to try to do similarly to what they did on the lone goal that they had. But again, we talked about this about the midway point of the season this year. When the Toros power play starts to struggle, even though they have good possession, it's when they become a little bit too static. You can see Colby Volk is looking for someone to run that scissor play along the far half wall there. Just create some action, create some sort of movement, isolate a defender, and that's what happened on the first goal. Toros looking to do it again.
Draw will be to the left of the Black Bear net. Kick to the near side. Johnson tied up by Casey. Stahowiak there as well. They dig in the corner. Dawson lurking outside of the scrum. Toros try to push it back to the point, but it's taken away and cleared the distance by Janis. Weston Knox back on it. Pressured. Carries in behind the net. Looks to leave it. Far side, Dawson hands to Casey. Casey, return to Dawson's blocked. They find Knox instead. Knox into the zone, drops back for Casey. Casey from Mahler. Mahler, shot, save made, rebound loose in front, still loose, and Casey couldn't find the clear.
Fantastic.
And it does get out.
Fantastic look though, right? Second and third chance opportunity with a screen in front.
Stahowiak into the zone, tied up by Perreault. It's thrown out to neutral. Jockums. 20 seconds left on the power play. Jockums to the near side, Stahowiak. Dumped in, awkward Karam off a stanchion, ends up in behind the net. Spencer trying to get to the front, it doesn't go. And the puck cleared all the way down. Jockums, who had fallen down in neutrals, back after it. 2 seconds, 1 left on the power play. Black Bears come full strength, spun out to neutral. Delayed offside. Woogie took a big hit after dumping that one in, near side. Dumped in, out of his net. Sweden tries the far side and Spencer. Spencer across Jockums, ahead, cut off nicely by Kebrew. Kebrew rolls it into the zone, trying to get around is Stitz. Stitz ties Jockums up in the corner. Now they'll scrum there. Puck jammed free. Spencer finds it. Spencer couldn't get it and go. Delayed call coming when the Black Bears touch as Spence could have been gone on a 2-on-1.
Yeah, this is where if you're Colby Bear, don't do anything dumb here, right? I mean, don't incite the opportunity to take them both, I mean, you're grasping it for any sort of life here. The power play has looked fairly okay for the Toros. We've seen from the first game and even this one, there's going to be a lot of opportunity here tonight. The Toros now have earned more of them. It might mean you might not earn as many down the stretch, so you got to capitalize when you can.
Well, I think if they keep doing what they're doing, the refs have shown they'll continue to make the calls.
Yep. Almost a penalty you have to take, otherwise Toros are gone in a 2-on-1.
Zwiecki on the draw as usual. Toros control. Volk down the half wall. Kettinen finds Lettinen. Lettinen tries Ohannesson. Shot save made. Rebound to the corner and hammered all the way down the ice. 150 on the power play, 156 in period number 1. Toros trail 4-1. Far side, Kettinen. Kettinen into the zone. In the corner. Zwiecki feeds Ohannesson. Backhand tries. Rebound loose. Ohannesson digs it out. Backhand, it's in. Ohannesson.
Fantastic
Bounces back for the Toros.
Fantastic individual effort there, Ken. Toe drag release, backhand upstairs. And again, you win a foot race, you win a battle in front, you stick with it, you stay tenacious, you stay around the net front, and you get rewarded. Again, that's a gritty goal, Ken. We talked about how 4-2 or 3-1 in any context earlier.
A 2-goal game, basically.
Yeah, looks way different, and this is how it happened here. Again, win a battle and just elevate a puck over the blocker side. Again, where does that play originate, though, Ken? Down low, you feed a play towards the middle of the ice, create something in the crease. You never know what can happen. Minute 38 left in period number 1.
50-50 draw kick to the far side. Spencer gets there first, takes a hit, keeps possession. Spence sweeps it deep. Out of his net is Lepak. Rung to the far side. Small pressuring. Now the Toros need to avoid the response goal that Maryland scored last time. Good stick by Wugi. Breaks it up. Small. Up the far side. Chips it into the zone. Bear pressuring. Far side. Ahead. Al-Bashir. Al-Bashir can't get by Dawson. Now he does. Al-Bashir into the zone. 3-on-2. Shot blockered up off the glass. Rebound to the near side. Funtek in the corner. Turns it over. Stern leaves it down low. Mahler.
Yeah, it looks like the ice right near that Zam door you're going to have to be really careful with in periods 1 and 3. A couple of pucks rolling up on edge.
Near side, Funtek tied up. 40 seconds left to go here in period number 1. Tremblay trying to get to the front. He's forcing behind. Puts a pass across. No one home for the Bears. Down low, Funtek and Stern. Far side, Bear. One hands it ahead. Dawson looking to chip. He finds Small. Small. 1-on-1 into the zone. Small caught from behind nicely by Tremblay. Dawson there in support.
Tail end of a shift for him, so obviously pretty gassed here. 15 seconds remaining.
Good keep at the point. Long shot save made with Dawson lurking on the doorstep. A good glove stop by Lepak, who held on. If he drops that at all, Dawson's ready to hammer it home. 12.8 left to go in period number 1. Where are they putting this draw?
Yeah, and also there's a stick down in the Toros slot here that nobody is gotten a chance to pick up. Now they'll take care of it. Who's your...
Draw will be to the right. We'll hear from Cody Campbell at the end of the period.
And my
Kirsten
former colleague
Kroll will be on the ice.
Yeah, my former colleague from my St. Cloud State days.
I do not envy her having to talk to Cody after this period.
I thought you were going to say you don't envy having to talk to me, but anyhow, fair enough.
Hey, I do this by choice. Draw controlled by the Bears. Janis looking up the far side. Dumped in deep. Sweden out of his net. Couldn't stop. Ty James buried in the corner. And the whistle goes to end the period. And now we've got more pushing and shoving, but Ty James was just the definition of boarding, right?
And it doesn't matter if you're trying to pull up to reverse hit a little bit. It's like it's all numbers, 3 feet from the dasher. I mean,
that is a dangerous hit.
I mean, you can't miss that. Like, I'm sorry.
And now they've put a 1/10 of a second back on the clock, which I don't know that matters much. That's not enough time to do anything.
You can't miss that one. I'm sorry. You just can't.
I know the Toros have had 4 power plays this period, so I don't know how you... And they are just going to run it. So we'll keep it here. Kirsten Kroll will talk to Cody Campbell. Let's see what Cody has to say. Actually, thank you, Kirsten. I know fans on the social feeds could not hear that. We only have the audio on NATV, but
a calm Cody Campbell,
Yeah.
I think is the big thing. Is he talked about a little bit of the nerves early on, and then also the opportunity of, just trying to respond, making adjustments. And, we go back to this principle. 4-2 looks like 2-0, right?
Yeah.
The biggest thing here is make your worst period of hockey over the course of this weekend the period you just played. If you do that, you're going to be fine.
100%.
It wasn't a great start. Let's be honest. It was probably the worst period of hockey we've seen in the second half of the season.
I don't know that we've seen the Toros give up 4 in a period all season long.
It wasn't good. Don't get me wrong. But they stuck with it. A little bit of pushback. They were fighting the puck a little bit. They weren't making good decisions early on. They still put 2 on the board, Ken.
Yeah.
You take away that response goal after the first power play, it's a 3-2 hockey game, right? You gave yourself a chance here. They are not out of the woods yet. Is it a bear fight? Is it a bull fight? I don't know what it's going to be. Dog fight, whatever you want to call it. But, you got to find a way if you're the Toros to find a little bit of life. The next one is certainly huge in this one.
All right, well, we'll send it out to commercial. We'll come back in just a few minutes with the Forebears Casino and Lodge intermission report after these messages.
Wait, I have an emergency fund.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects.
We're All right, I think we're back. Maybe.
We are, I think.
We can hear each other again, Noah.
Is that a good thing?
Which is unfortunate probably for our fans, but an
So-
unfortunate start for the Toros through that one.
Yeah, still working through some audio issues here too, so hopefully we'll get that cleaned up. But obviously kind of working with, a lot of entities here at once, so it's certainly a difficult challenge nonetheless. Certainly a difficult road here for the Minotauros. And, I think one of the ways that you kind of have to approach this a little bit, Ken, is in some senses you're playing spoiler. Like, you're looking to steal a hockey game here at this point. Shots 12-10 in favor of the Black Bears, who had the first 8 shots of this contest, Ken. So, shots are 7-4 Toros after that point. The response goal certainly hurts for the 4th goal of the hockey game. Let's recap the scoring for you a little bit here, Ken. Luke Janis, Jeremy Tremblay, and Dimitri Kubro at the 5:11, 6:07, and 6:30 mark made it a quick 3-0 spread for the Toros, one of those coming on the power play opportunity. And then Nick Sawecki on a power play chance of his own, his 8th from Joel Letton's 6th of the postseason. And then right away, it was actually, I believe, 32 seconds later, the Black Bears responded, and then the Toros at the tail end, another power play chance. Jack O'Hannison, a great individual effort, his 4th goal of the postseason. Nicholas Kettenen's 4th assist, Joel Letton's 7th helper. After hours, so to speak, Toros trail 4-2, and certainly not out of the woods yet. Obviously, next goal is either a 5-2 game or a 4-3 contest, and things get interesting. We still have 40 minutes left to be played. 6 combined goals in this contest, 3 in the first 7 minutes of this game. And as we mentioned, if this is going to be your worst period of the weekend, you'll take it now, right? You don't want it as you move forward, and certainly a little bit of nerves, a little bit of jitters.
And Cody Campbell mentioned that. I know we didn't have the audio on our social feed, NATV feed, but I'm not going to lie, that surprised me a bit just given how confident this group seemed all day long.
Well, I think, it's different environment, obviously. You know what's at stake, and that's to be expected. We talked about the importance of getting a couple of shifts in. You give up a power play goal with 4 seconds left, the first goal of the hockey game, 4 seconds left on the kill after what was otherwise a fairly decent kill, all things considered. 1-0 contest, breakdown in defensive coverage, and bam, just like that, it's 2-0, and you think, all right, got to take a timeout, got to reset. The Toros do that, and then you get a knuckler that makes it 3-0. The bounces sometimes just don't go your way. Can you try to find a way to remedy that a little bit? Again, we talked about the big thing. This Toros team is good enough. They had a little bit of pushback. They still put a 2-spot up on the board against a team that, they haven't seen for the majority of the year and don't know what to expect. Now, on the other side, Ken, credit Maryland.
Yeah.
No doubt they watched tape. No doubt they realized that they had to be the aggressor. We talked about the keys to the game that we wanted from the Toros. Well, Maryland took that and shoved it right back in the Toros' face. It was a perfect start for them. Great game plan. I actually thought Maryland, was the more physical team, which it's also not often that the Toros get out physical. This is a big squad that the Black Bears have. We saw them walk through the hotel earlier today. A lot of tall guys, some guys a little bit lankier, but some guys bringing a lot of physicality as well too. And I think if you're Cody Campbell, it's an interesting message that you're trying to send in between periods here. Do you go a little bit more aggressive and tell the guys to kind of wake up a little bit, or do you capitalize on the positives and calm the group down a little bit? Guys, this is what we need to change. Quicker breakouts, smoother breakouts, getting pucks across the red line.
I don't think it's Bobby Knight chair throwing time.
Yeah.
You're right. We know this is a good team. Right? They came out and had an awful start. There's no getting around that.
Yep.
Down 3-0. But, I talked about it in the pregame show. The first time the Toros were here, 2018, down 3-0, lost 5-2 in game 1, and still advanced to the final. So it's certainly not time to start throwing chairs, smashing tables, dumping the Gatorade, and trying to motivate the guys that way. And that's not Cody Campbell's style, right? You talk about a coach who loves his players. I don't know that we've talked about that enough on the air, but earlier in the season when a player was in the hospital, Cody Campbell stayed on the road and sat in that hospital 2 days with that player. This is a different kind of coach, and I think he gets the response he gets from his players. You see guys pass on USHL opportunities at times.
We'll focus on that, but if they can clean things up in that breakouts are huge, and we've
Yeah.
talked about this for this team, and luckily for the Toros, they haven't been in this position a ton because they've been so good over the regular season. Usually when they're rolling, the transitional game is good, pucks are getting out of the zone, and they're able to do it with numbers and create opportunities, and we've seen that. Actually, an under-highlighted positive throughout that first period is a lot of times Maryland would pinch down that defenseman and get caught a little bit. Ian Spencer drew a penalty call.
Right, that's one of the Toros'
yeah.
power play goals set up by a good chip, and Ian Spencer would have had a 2-on-1 with Smalls, except for the fact that they tripped him up.
And winning the special teams battle early on here so far, even though you gave up the first power play goal of the contest, albeit very late in that kill. So if you can get the transitional game, little chips and chases off the wall, try to burn these defenders with speed. And also on the flip side, adjustment the Toros have to make offensively. Third forward getting a little bit too deep in the offensive zone. Got to make sure somebody stays at least high in terms of transition if the play does go the other way. Maryland transitions very well, and they do it with numbers. They're looking for that trailer or that backdoor play as well, too. Ken, these are two very good hockey teams. 6 combined goals over period number 1. It's going to be an interesting ride to the finish here. We are 3 minutes and 10 seconds away from puck drop for period number 2.
We'll go out to commercial. When we come back, we'll have the drop of period number 2 after these messages on the Minotauros Network.
The Lamplighter is Minot's premier liquor store. Whether you're looking for wine, cold beer, or a fine bourbon, stop in and browse our selection, or make a quick stop at our convenient drive-thru. The Lamplighter Lounge and Liquor Store.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts, and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown. The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
As far as what Plains Egg has to offer, great pay along with some of the best benefits that I've seen in the job market.
The company understands the importance. You need to have that time with your children. Plains Ag is 100% family oriented.
I love working here. Very helpful.
There's no problem it feels like we can't solve when we're working together.
Go to plainsegg.com, fill out the application, and we'll be in touch with you shortly.
Hi, Toros fan. I'm Nick Swicky. You're watching Minotauros Hockey on NAHLTV.com.
That was an inopportune time to come back from break. Noah Toros retaking the ice.
Yeah.
The Bears may have some momentum, but the Toros faithful are, at least for now, unbroken.
Well, and, you kind of have to approach it in this similar sense, Ken, is, not to get ahead of ourselves, but mentally, pretend it's Tuesday.
Yes.
Let's say you're down 4-2 on Tuesday after 1. What do you do? Got to find a way, right? Got to find a way in the next 40 minutes. Take it 20 minute by 20 minute, 10 minute by 10, 5 by 5, shift by shift, right? And again, I think we're going to see a much different Toros group. I'm going to imagine maybe a little bit of strategy adjustment, just kind of trying to calm the nerves a little bit. But again, I'd really like to see the Toros, who in the second half of that period really did bring a lot of physicality and offensive zone time. Yeah, certainly, but find a way to, at 5-on-5 as well, push the offensive envelope a little bit here. It's going to be the John Emmons line to start.
Those power plays, 3 of them came from the Toros' hard work, right? The first one was not a good, it was a roughing call behind the play. But the other 3 power plays came from the Toros moving their feet. Near side, chipped into the zone. Bears have it behind their net, thrown to the far side. Al-Bashir tries to dump it in. He and Adam Mahler come together. Near side, Knox comes across. Zwiecki feeds Stahowiak. Stahowiak into the zone. Stahowiak tackled off the puck. If the Toros get the next one, Noah, how huge would that be? Meanwhile, Zwiecki trying to come out from behind. Good defensive play by Huston. Meanwhile, it's chipped the other way. Tremblay finds it. He was changing well behind the play. Mishandle there by Woogie. It's going to force the Toros to work in the defensive zone. Long shot. Skips well wide. And then it's thrown up and out of play for a whistle.
And again, Ken, you look at that play, right? Colby Volt, you know, and his recent Division I commit. When you're moving your feet one direction, why do you want to go on your backhand against the grain, against your body, and try to make that reversal play? You're strong enough, you move your feet well enough, grab that puck and go. Or if the guy is then suddenly draped on you, then you have an opportunity to move back the other direction. So
draw will be to the left of Lucas Sweden, who stays in net. Bouncing puck, eventually corralled by Kettinen. Kettinen hoists one out to neutral. Amel, gloves down to the stick. The former Aberdeen wing dumps it in. Shade up and out of play by Lucas Sweden. Normally I'd blame it on the shorter glass, but that went at the very top of the netting.
And that's all right, right? You're going to reset for a face-off, try to do it again, and again, just decisions have to be better in the defensive zone. People always think about offensively, how can we score, how can we do this? It doesn't make a difference if you can't get out of your own end.
Draw will be to the left of Sweden, letting in. But it's won back by Stitz. Dumped in behind the Toro net, they go to work there.
Important for the centerman as well down low to help these Toro defensemen out as well too.
Dumped down low again. Cut off by Kettinen. Kettinen can't get it around Sofkidis. Dumped to the far side. O'Hannison hustles, but it's kept in and dumped deep again. This is the period of the long change. Also the change where you can usually keep the puck in the offensive zone and still cycle fresh players on.
Yeah, and credit Maryland too. They do something that the Toros do really well. They have a suffocating forecheck. They're not afraid to be over aggressive and try to create turnovers.
Near side, touched up, Hornacek dumps it in, bouncing puck. It'll be covered by Sweden, who holds for a whistle.
Ken, I know you well enough. Hope you took your heart meds today and everything else today, because it's been topsy-turvy for the first 22 minutes.
I did not. Given my allergies and my ADHD, I had enough of a chemistry set going on in my stomach. I opted not.
Oh, sure. You figured you drag the nurse along and suddenly you'll be fine. Okay, I see.
Hey, that's my health care plan. Noah Grant.
That's
Noah Grant of North Dakota.
That's a not reliable one.
This is a long shot through traffic, blocked in front. Ty James working over a bear in front. That's Riley Ruh. Ruh pinned in the corner now. Slides it to Lipset at the point. Long shot, tip. Niftily out of the corner, thrown back in front, picked up by Spencer. Spencer looking to wheel with speed on the near side. Spence into the zone, squeezes through a check, leads for Ty James, who puts it in behind the net. Small trying to work it to the front, bouncing puck carried into the corner. Thrown up and out of play for a whistle. I continue to remain unscathed, Noah.
I was waiting for the quintessential is everybody okay, but as it looks like everybody is, but nonetheless.
Draw to the right of Owen Lepek, who's played every game of the postseason for the Brown Bears. 5-2-0, a 2.188 goals against average and a 9-1-2. Save percentage.
First time the Toros have been in the offensive zone with possession this period.
Kicked back to the point. Knox keeps it. Far side, Mahler's shot tipped up to the glass. The far side, O'Hannison couldn't find the puck. Rung to the Mahler, can't close off the wall, and it bounces up into the Toro bench for a whistle.
That's the other thing too, and it's not always easy, but defensemen got to find shooting lanes. A simple shot on net that has eyes, you'll take it any day of the week, right? If you can just find a way to hit the netminder or hit the back of the net. A couple of really good shot blocks for Maryland so far in this one.
Toro fans, we've seen you checking in. We've been derelict in our duty to get to you all. A lot of the behind-the-scenes work has been going into working out the kinks of the broadcast. Luca Mel dumps it in. A new facility for us, new setup for the league, so not exactly a smooth transition into this game for us.
Or the Toros, for that matter.
Yes. But we've got things going now, and hopefully the Toros do as well. This is Amel on the near side, banks ahead. Good stick, takes it away for the Toros. It's Kettinen. Kettinen away from Amel, finds open space, leaves for Lettinen. Lettinen drags down low, walks in, wires. It's blocked up and out of play for a whistle. Let's start getting to some of those check-ins, Noah. Betsy Patterson from Sacramento, California. Keegan Snyder, MJ, the Neubauers, the Langlisses, and the Russells, the Kowitzes, who are here in the building. A lot of Toro fans here in the building.
Ken, I don't know if you watched Lettinen kick that puck into the net after the whistle was done. A little bit of gamesmanship there. Good release. Just hit the very back heel of the defender, Perreault, but you'll take that look as well, right? Just shoot the puck. Shooting area, good scoring opportunity. You continue to create zone entries and plays like that. At some point, it's going to pay off.
Casey on the draw against Tyler Stern. Stern gets a warning. I think it was actually for Tremblay, who had encroached early. Casey tied up, 50-50 draw. Puck controlled eventually by the Black Bears. This is Casey taking it away, guides it back to the far point. Jochums down the wall, he wants Dawson. Dawson can't reach, Marvin Cordes after it. Cordes turning on the near side, tries to work a cycle with Dawson, but it's cut off. Flipped out to neutral, Colby Volk. Delayed call coming, Toros will go back to the power play as Tremblay.
Yeah, this is where the Toros have to be smart. I know Rylan Jochums
You're
is
2 for 4 on the power play,
Yep.
You're down 2. Take the chance.
Yeah, boy, that was a tough one. Ken, I don't know if that warrants more than 2. That, for me, is right on the edge. I mean, that's all numbers.
Let's get another look and see what we think.
I mean, able to corral the puck, turning, and
yeah, that to me should be more than a 2. Officials discussing. They are just calling it a 2. But a chance for the Toros to cut it down to a 1-goal game.
Huge opportunity in this game, Ken. If you're Colby Volk, who's going to stay on the ice, take a hit to make a play. Can you make it happen? Can you capitalize here?
Draw will be to the left of Lepec. Shout out to the great crew here helping us out on NATV. But now a shorthanded rush the other way. Feed across. Good tip by a sliding Colby Volk, who then delivers a good hit behind the net. Players tie up. Toros win the battle. If they hurry, they've got numbers. This is Lettinen. Crazy change to get a guy back on. This is Lettinen. They gained 25 feet on that change. Meanwhile, Toros dump it in. This is Lettinen. Far side, Zwiecki holds, has space. Lettinen getting worked over on the wall. Up top, Woogie. Pressured. Colby Volk delivers a good hit. O'Hannison leaves it on the near side. Kettinen turning. Toros have a minute left on the power play. Ahead, O'Hannison tips it into the zone. No, he did not, so it goes for an icing.
Yeah, just all sorts of discombobulated on these zone entries here, Ken. And I know you want to get in with numbers and create that drop pass, but again, 5 feet inside the blue line, you have to be sure. You have to be sure. And the Toros have not been able to set up as a result. 54 seconds left.
I also want to shout out our great crew. We have a ton of extra media here with us. Unfortunately, Wi-Fi not cooperating, so we're not able to bring you as much as we had hoped. Edward Neiman is working hard at home. But we've got Emma Palmer, Patty Bachoven here on cameras. Sebastian, of course, but it's turned over. Short-handed shot, it's in. It's Kebrew. A short-handed turnover, and the Toros are now in a 3-goal hole.
Yeah, and again, that's where, that kind of goal has the potential to be a dagger, right? And you turn the puck over in the middle of the ice.
And that's a hat trick goal for Dimitri Kebrew.
Yeah, you just can't turn the puck over like that, plain and simple.
And the Toros back in a 3-goal hole.
Can they use the power play again to claw themselves back within 2? 35 seconds left.
Stahowiak will ring it. Dawson chops it back to the far side. It'll get to Mahler. Mahler keeps it. Hands down the wall, Casey. Casey up top. Mahler comes to Ty James. Ty James leaves off Stahowiak. Stahowiak looking for a lane. Instead he goes up top far side. Casey. Casey for Stahowiak. One-timer. Save made. Rebound. Poked at and it goes. Toros answer back on the power play. So we're right back where we were. It's a 2-goal game. A heavyweight fight, Noah. That's what this reminds me of. Punches back and forth both ways.
Well, and again, it all starts with a gritty play, right? Thought the cross-seam pass was a little bit aggressive, but again, he gets the shot off and rebound lays down. Will Dawson able to create chaos. I think he's so underrated in front of the net, especially on the power play. And how about the gritty effort from Trevor Stahowiak emphatically. Puck laying there in the second effort. That's the type of play that has to happen.
So the Toros power play scores again. Meanwhile, it's dumped in. Spence up on the pressure. Big collision. Near point, Colby Volk. Volk looking for Bear. It's mishandled. Rugi fighting down the wall. Kept by Spence, rung deep.
Ken, 8 goals in this contest. We're not even halfway through this game. This is a box score you'd see on a Friday night in the middle of December.
That goes for Minot's finest collision center icing, but
if you missed it, Luke Janis, it
is 5-3.
It's going to be Trevor Stahowiak. I imagine Will Dawson will have a helper in there somewhere.
Still waiting for the official scoring to go in. 3 Palmers checking in from Minot. Laura Schneiberbruns. Ben Lifto checking in from Bullets Wedding. Of course.
Ken, I actually thought before that the power play was a little bit too static. They have 3 tonight.
Yes. All 3 Toros goals have come on the man advantage. They need to find some even strength. Meanwhile, good stick by Ty James. 2 Black Bears run into each other. I hope we have a replay of that, Mike. Meanwhile, Toros in their own zone. Zwiecki touches it. He was short of center. Casey after it. He'll save icing. They dig in the corner. Black Bears control. It's carried up by Gordon. Gordon,
and look at this rush, Ken.
Far side.
4 Black Bears up on the rush. They are not afraid. Understanding blood in the water a little bit, right? You carry a 2-goal lead. Again, this is a dangerous hockey team in black right now.
And they'll be in black all weekend long.
Yeah,
this is Casey.
Red jerseys did not make the trip, so.
In front, Dawson shot off the end wall. Zwiecki pressuring. Puck to the near side. Knox pinches down, looks for Dawson. Dawson stood up in the corner and got the better of the collision. And this one thrown up and out of play for a whistle. Yeah, Black Bears have black, yellow, and red as their options. But only the black jerseys arrived as they shipped them from the East Coast. So tomorrow the Toros will technically be the road team.
Hard to hate on those black jerseys, though. They've
They
got
are,
a cool
they are.
logo, and
Yeah.
they've certainly been ferocious like a Bear tonight, Ken. It's been
Draw to the left of Lepec. Lettinen on the draw for the Toros against Stitz.
Yeah, and Ken, you just wonder if the Toros hadn't shot themselves in the foot a little bit early, what kind of game we'd be in for. We're still not even remotely done here, it feels like.
Chipped the distance, race for icing. Colby Volk wins the race.
Not sure what the commotion is down there. Cody
The
Campbell.
Bears tried to get a change. Cody wants to hurry up.
12:29 left in the middle frame here. We already have 2 goals apiece. We had 6 combined in the first period. 5-3 is our score.
Cody Campbell called a face-off play. They're numbered. He held up a certain number of fingers. I won't say what on the air. And for 3 years, Cody Campbell has emailed me his game card on the road to have me print it for them. We have a travel printer. And not once, no, have I thought, I should print an extra copy for me so I know what face-off play is coming. Meanwhile, tied up off the draw, Perreault had Kettinen in a Bear hug. I guess any hug from Maryland is a Bear hug. This is Colby Volk ahead, finds Lettinen. Lettinen for Kettinen. He's got O'Hannesson driving the net. Instead, he'll turn it back. Looks across. Woogie, shot, save made. Rebound to the near side. Kettinen pinches down the wall. Perreault keeps it. Shot, save made. Rebound doesn't go for Lettinen. He didn't have it, or he had more time than he realized. He could have pulled that back across.
Yeah, forehand, backhand, but
just
still
didn't
a great
realize he
look.
had that much time. Of course, it's not that often you're that wide open in front of the net, right?
And we've seen that 3 times here tonight where Maryland has just vacated the front of the net and left a forward all alone. Keep an eye on that as this series evolves.
Up on the pressure, far side, banked out to neutral. Dumped in by Trauscher to the near side. Taken away by Jockums, shoveling for Zwiecki, it gets by him. Races on out to neutral, Johnson back on it. Johnson throws to the near side. Delayed offside, Toros touch up, and now Trevor Stahoyak will pressure. Played to the far side by Lipset, taken away, Emmons into the zone. John Emmons turns it back, he missed Stahoyak. El Bashir finds the loose change. El Bashir dumps it in on the far side, out of his net to stop is Sweden. Sweden fires it around to the near side. It gets to Nick Zwiecki. Zwiecki gets help from Emmons, who looks across Knox. Knox finds Mahler. Mahler up ice. He wanted Stahoyak, but a good read by Ruh. Ruh on the far side, dumps it in. Stick and then glass for Sweden. Near side, Ugo dumps it deep. Black Bear player had his stick jam in the door in that near corner.
Which ironically, we were standing down there earlier and talked about it.
There's a gap there for sure.
Yeah, at least an inch wide.
We're just past Liberty tax time here in period number 2. 10:35 left to play. Toros trail by a pair. 1 goal each this period. Sweden rings it on the glass. Will be kept at the point. Shot blocked. Bouncing puck. Kicked to the corner. Funtek tied up. Moves it ahead. Spence. Hands to Stahoyak, who gives to Bear on the near side. Colby Bear trying to drive in, throws in front, no one home for the Toros who were mid-change. Small coming down the wall, forces a turnover. It's Bear trying to feed it to the front. Small's tied up. Bear still pinned by Luca Mel in the corner. They're still tied up. Toros working to get out back in the zone, but Colby Bear has to get onside. He gets free of Luca Mel finally. Halfway through this game, 9:50 left to go as that's ahead. Bears gain the line. They've got Stitz. Handoff is there. Return feed is off the mark. And players go crashing into the Toro net, which leads to a whistle.
Again, that pass was airmailed. The Toros were lucky that wasn't on the ice. Backdoor play there. 9:42 left.
$9:42 left to go here in period number 2. By 2.
Ken, on most nights when you score 3, you should have a chance to win a hockey game. We still have half a hockey game to go. 8 combined goals in this one. 4 from Maryland in the first, 2 from the Toros, and 1 aside here in the second period. Trevor Stahoyak's 3rd of the postseason. Made it a 2-goal spread once again. 3 times the Toros have been down by 3. 3 times they've made it a 2-goal game, but have not been able to advance beyond that point.
Bouncing puck. Backhand try, shoveled up and out of play.
I also think
apparently my family's listening back in Minot as well. My wife has texted me. You brought up my heart meds earlier. She just texted me that I'm old. So, thanks, love.
And to take your meds.
Draw to the left of Lucas Sweden. Big collision. Dawson levels. Sofkis along the near side. Let's go Toros chant starting here in the building. Toros fans can feel the Toros building some momentum. Wraparound try doesn't go. Dawson takes over. Dawson on the near side. Drag move to the middle. Hands off Zwiecki. Zwiecki stepped into on the back check and the puck thrown the other way. Weston Knox is back. Knox pushing play on the near side. Gains the line. Knox walks in. His shot blocked off a leg and then tipped out to neutral. Good idea by Adam Mahler to peel off that puck and not risk the too many men call. Toss across for Casey. He catches the carom off the wall. Rolls it deep. Takes a hit from two Black Bears.
It's one of those pucks that's got to be on the tape in the zone entry, right, Ken? Just stymie the entire entry.
Is taken over by Ugo. Ugo up the far side. Chips it into the Toro zone. Thrown right back out to neutral. Sofikis, big hit by Adam Mahler. Frees that puck up in front of the Black Bear bench. I keep wanting to say Brown Bear. Of course, that would be Kenai.
You miss Owen Hansen that much?
And of course, there's the Austin Bruins. Foodtech has trouble on the near side. Tremblay takes it away. Stern with a shot. It's blocked. Still loose into the corner it goes. They find Amel up top. Amel shot. Save made. Rebound tucked home.
That all starts, Ken. Pavel Foodtech has to get that puck deep. He had a man on the weak side ready to charge into the zone. That play has to be made. Ken, in a game like this, you can't make that mistake. The Toros largely, I think, have been the better team in the second. That puck through the point, rebound opportunity. They've been largely the better team, but you can't keep shooting yourself in the foot. Against other teams, most nights, this Toros group has enough high-octane firepower they can get away with it, and the positives outweigh the negatives, but this Maryland team is just too good. 17 shots for them tonight. 7-4 the shots in the second in favor of Maryland. The Toros got to find a way.
Kettinen dumped off the draw. Puck dumped into the Toro zone. Stitz off the wall, hands back. Shot save made. No rebound given by Sweden. Toros have allowed 6 goals on 18 shots. Yeah. That is, to say the least, unexpected, but also, given the quality of play we've seen from Brady James and Lucas Sweden, whoever gets to go tomorrow, you got to think that's not going to be the case. Not that most of these have been on them. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a truly soft goal that you go, we just had to have that one.
Well, and again, Ken, you know, if you chalk it up and say that Maryland only gets 1 instead of 3 early on, I mean, you've got a 1-goal contest. So
thrown in front, still loose. Bears behind the net. Puck to the near side. Perot can't find it. Long shot blocked out front. They've got Spencer behind the defense. A good job breaking up that pass. Getting back on that was Dylan Gordon. Far side, Mahler. Mahler tosses to the near. Bear turns on the near side wall. Colby Bear dumps it from the red line. Small trying to get by Austin, but he can't. Thrown back up along the boards. Ergo chopped at by Mahler, but it's the near side. Janis dumping it in. Ty James turns on the near side. Spencer finds it. Spence from the red line dumps it in. Small after it. Janis will make that Johnson there as well, but it's run to the far side. Ty James keeps it. Ty James jams it towards the cage. Bouncing puck to the middle. Kept by Emmons. His shot's blocked by Ergo. Ergo, far side. Emmons steps into him, but the puck is out 3-on-2 for the Bears if they hurry. Pass across the near side finds Janis. Janis throws it on net to be put up and out of play by Lucas Sweden.
Ken, and if you think about a positive, that's also a negative at the same time. A lot of uncharacteristic plays here tonight in general by the Toros, just poor puck management in certain situations, and you feel good about the fact that in some senses, the errors that Maryland has capitalized on have been Toro-induced. You can clean that up. Yep. You can change that. It's one thing if a team is just flat out dominant and you don't have an answer. The Toros have, at times tonight just not given themselves a chance, and I think that as the weekend goes along, and you hope the weekend does go along into next week, those things have to be cleaned up.
Well, again, it's the same thing as this is thrown to the far side. The same thing we said in 2018. This is just game one, right?
Yep.
If this were Tuesday, huge problem. Certainly not a small problem to be down 1-0 in a best of 3, but not the end of the world either, as this is banked ahead. Also, as this is thrown around to the near side, the Toros have for stretches shown they could be the better team. It's just tough to battle back from a 3-goal hole. You also have to start taking some chances you normally wouldn't take, right?
Yeah, and some really bright spots and some really great plays. Special teams has been rolling here, but
as Rugi dumps that in and then falls down, Zwiecki can't keep it in the zone. Stahowiak up on the pressure, puck thrown to the far side. Ahead for Tremblay, he touches for Stern. Quick toss across, broken up, far side, swept ahead. Marvin Cordes hit in front of the benches, gets back up, finds the puck. Marvin Cordes into the zone, he's got Casey in the middle. Instead he finds Mahler. Mahler shot deflects to the netting on the far side, out of play.
And that's where I know you want to defer there, but sometimes just cut to the middle and rip one through a screen, right? Just create some sort of opportunity.
Draw will be.
It feels like a more even period overall, Ken. The fact is you still lost the period to this point, though. You got to try to find a way to get back into this one. 2 goals or less entering period number 3, certainly doable, but next 5:31 going to be important here. In case you missed it, the Toros have certainly been chasing this hockey game since its inception, really.
Toros control the offensive zone draw. Murray Marvin Cordes in. He's got his stick chopped as he was trying to release that shot. And then it's thrown up and out of play. Right into press row. But the front row of press row, because Noah, I'm bulletproof.
Nonetheless, again, a great move by Double MC, and again, an opportunity that where you just keep your feet moving, just that one extra stride to create separation, then you rip that puck towards the net, but good opportunities here. He's somebody that's earned an elevated role, I think, as of late season.
Bears control the draw. Ergo pushing play the other way. Dumped in, save made, rebound in behind. Bears trying to spin it to the front. They pin along the wall, thrown back in behind the Toro net. Ty James is there. James speeds away from pressure, carries up the near side, has the puck taken away by Kebrew. Kebrew rolls ahead, El-Bashir. El-Bashir dumps it deep. Casey's on it, hammers to the near side, it gets by Sofkidis. Instead it's back for Perreault. Perreault tries the far side, cut off. Toro's trying to dump it in on the far side. It doesn't work. It's taken away instead. Out to neutral. Perreault has trouble with Kettman. Lettinen there as well. Puck bouncing.
And this is going to be the name of the game as the weekend goes along, is limiting the transitional play. Like we mentioned, Maryland able to turn and burn really quickly with numbers. A lot of 3-on-2s. Again, high forward also important.
Loose puck in neutral, picked up by Lettinen. Comes across for Kettman. Kettman tries to roll it deep. Luca Mel takes him down on the near side. Lettinen digging. The puck eventually squirts out, and it's controlled by the Bears. Dumped in. Sweden blockers it to the corner. Far side. They dig. Long shot coming. That's blocked out front and by traffic. Near side. Jochums will back it up. Toros control. Kettman ahead. Touched for Lettinen. Lettinen returns for Ohannesson. Couldn't quite catch it cleanly. Ohannesson Shovels it to the far side. O'Hannison tied up along the boards. Spencer trying to get after it on the near side. Cuts off Johnson. They dig. Johnson plays it back where he has help behind. Thrown to the near side. No one there for the Bears, but the Toros had backed off. Dumped in deep. Awkward carom off the glass, and Sweden caught out of his net, and that's just the way tonight has gone.
Yeah, I mean, what do, right?
I mean, if Maryland's going to get every bounce tonight, you kind of just got to wash it and move on, right?
Well, the other thing is that same stanchions had the same bounce 4 times tonight, so keep that in mind. When you look at this play, you know, and Sweden loves to play the puck, obviously, and
now it's 7-3. Spencer and Perreault. Perreault's going to go. What did he do to Spencer? I was looking down, to be honest. But it's going to send the Toros to the power play.
yeah, no, speaking of Ian Spencer, how about the compete on the Sportsmanlike's going to be the call. But Ian Spencer, the compete level in the corner, trying to win that puck battle free. I've just loved his effort level. I mean, if there's a hardest worker award in the last third of the season in playoffs, I mean, he's up there. He certainly played very well, but yeah, I mean, bounce off his stanchion. Nothing you can really do about that. You know, and Ken, you'd rather have that play happen. You know, statistically, the Toros are in a position of not great.
Yes.
You'd rather have it happen tonight, right? Like, you don't want it in a 3-3 game in overtime, right? Like, it's...
So the Toros will go back to the power play.
I've never understood this, Ken. Why is it when there's a penalty after a goal, why is the face-off always
back
at center ice?
Yeah. So, puck dumped in deep. This picked up by Woogie. Colby Volk ahead, comes to the near side, Lettinen. Lettinen will ring it to the far side. Will it get through to Zwiecki? He's met along the boards. Help comes from Kettinen. The duo dig along the boards. Lettinen digs it out. He's got O'Hannison in front. If he can get it there, shot from a tight angle doesn't go, and then Lepak holds on. And you would think the way the Bears are reacting at whistles that they're the team that's in the 4-goal hole, Noah.
Yeah, and obviously something to capitalize on moving forward here. And this is a feel. I mean, I think back a couple of years ago to the North Iowa 4-goal swing in period number 3. We've done a lot of hockey together, Ken. I certainly feel like this one is up there in terms of topsy-turvy, wacky, wild, whatever it may be. Seen a few bounces off stanchions as well in our time.
Zwiecki touches back. This is O'Hannison. O'Hannison looks across. Kettinen. Kettinen comes to the near side, and Colby Volk. Woogie shot, save made. Goaltender's mask came off, so the whistle goes. And then who got buried in front for the Toros?
Well, it looked like the netminder ended up giving him a shot. I don't know how the net mask came off and if Lettinen was a part of that.
The shot drilled him in the mask.
I think it's Zwiecki, actually. That's in front there. Are we surprised? Not at all. Good look there. The Toros had a secondary opportunity that trying to find the back of the net. Meanwhile, it's somehow 9.
You have somewhere to be, Noah. I'm
My
willing
bed?
to stay here till 3 in the morning if it means the Toros come back.
Yeah, well, true.
Lettinen and Riley Ruh on the draw. Toros are still short-handed, but the goaltender having a mask issue from that shot.
Gives the Killers some time to reset here. Toros try to draw something up. 2:17 left in the second. 1:20 left on the man advantage.
7-3 our score. Lettinen pushes this draw forward. Luca Mel gets there, rings it to the near side. Volk keeps it at the point. Toros will set it up. He hands down the wall. Ohannesson back up top for Woogie. Woogie tries the far side and Kettinen. Kettinen walks in, no lane. Comes across Ohannesson, mishandles. Has space to get it back. Ohannesson across for Colby Volk. Volk's pass is blocked, but it caroms to Ohannesson. Ohannesson buys time. Near side, Ohannesson up top for Colby Volk.
Like the movement, though, a lot more interaction. Just passing needs to be a little bit more crisp.
That puck taken away and cleared the distance. 1:40 left to go in period number 2. 41 seconds on the power play. Kettinen speeds ahead. Far side, Ohannesson comes across. He wanted Zwiecki on the near. Taken away and cleared the length. This is Sweden to the near side. Volk fires that one up ice. This will go for an icing on the power play by the Toros. Icing is brought to you by our friends at Minot's Finest Collision Center.
I know it's a power play, Ken, but you know who Colby Volk was trying to find up the ice there?
Adam Mahler.
Color me confused. Good net front guy potentially, but nonetheless.
Again, I think that created a bit by the long change.
Yep.
This is Caden Casey on the draw for the Toros.
But again, Ken, what do we talk about too? Unforced error a little bit, right? You have a chance for a clean zone exit.
This is Casey. Casey speeds ahead. Into the zone. Caden Casey just falls down. Final minute of play of period number 2. Toros down 7-3. Last minute of play brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. Feed down low for Casey's blocked off. Dawson tries it. It's moved to the near side. Perreault flips ahead. Funtek out in neutral finds Stahowiak. Stahowiak gives to Casey. Casey feeds to the middle. It's taken away. Flicked off the glass and down to the Toros' end. Funtek across for Adam Mahler. Right back across for Funtek. Pass ahead, Casey. Bouncing puck jammed back towards the Toro zone. Funtek wins the race to it. Rung to the far side and Colby Volk. Volk ahead. Dawson kicked it into the zone, but it's onto the tape of Luca Mel, who promptly sends it down the length for icing.
Yeah, this is where just find a good centerman here and find a good
5
shooter.
Seconds.
Just looking for a good shooter in the keyhole here and a good face-off win. Maybe get one more attempt before the end of the period.
Draw will be to the right of Lepak. Spencer with Small behind him. Bear will crash the net unless this goes to Woogie, in which case everyone will crash the net. Spencer tried to win it forward. It's into the corner. Delayed call. Spence on the slash.
A bit unnecessary, I would say, in the waning seconds of a period, but and if you're the Toros here, try to take somebody with you, right? Like, see if you can even it up in some capacity. Maryland, I believe, only one power play opportunity compared to 6 for the Toros, so at some point you felt like
they were going to even it up at some point. Spence being sent off the ice. The period ended during all of that as well.
Yeah, Colby Bear and Tremblay been barking at each other all night.
Toros will head to their locker room. We'll have Kirsten Krull on the bench. She'll be with Black Bears head coach Clint Milamuk.
Yeah, I saw that name. If he's the Milmock I'm thinking of, I'm wondering if he's related to Luke Milmock, who scored that massive goal for Duluth in that 5 overtime game against North Dakota a couple years ago in the NCAAs. Then promptly transferred to Niagara. I believe his brother is there, so that might check out.
We'll have Kirsten shortly. Those of you listening on the social feeds will not but everyone on NATV will. Here's Kirsten with Clint.
Toros trail 7-3, 15 minutes away from puck drop for our final 20 minutes of play.
Let's send it out to commercial for 2 minutes. We'll come back with a special guest here on the Four Bears Intermission Report after this.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. Let's create yours with a built Ford Tough truck. Ford F-150 with impressive max towing capability and available Pro Power on board so you have power on demand. Be future ready with Ford F-150.
I think we have some pickles downstairs. Honey, got some good news and some bad news.
Tomorrow might be hard to see, but tomorrow is right in front of us. And we're always looking towards it. Investing another $4 billion in renewable energy and low carbon solutions through 2025. And lowering emissions by modernizing our infrastructure, bridging to a sustainable energy future.
Precision gives you an edge. We offer state-of-the-art therapies to target cancer, which means fewer side effects and more of you living life. Side by side, our collaboration with Mayo Clinic enables our cancer team to consult with world-class experts and deliver you uniquely personalized treatment plans.
Before you can respond to a loved one in the midst of an overdose, it's important to know what that looks like. Learn the signs of an overdose at behavioral.gov.
Opioids. Fill with care.
Hi Toros fans, I'm John Small. You're watching Minotauros hockey on NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside the Fogarty Arena where the Toros trail 7-3 after 40 minutes. Before we get back into what has been a pretty ugly box score for the Toros, we have a special guest. Fans can see him on our feed, Toro alum Nick O'Hannison. Obviously here to cheer on your brother and several former teammates, Nick, but first, let's update fans. What have you been up to so far in your first year out of Minot?
So I played for Bowling Green this year. We're in the CCHA. It's been the most amazing time. I had an awesome freshman year. I was fortunate enough to be in the lineup quite a few times, so until I got hurt, but just an unbelievable atmosphere, unbelievable school. It's close to home. I get to see my mom all the time, dad too, so it's been awesome.
Now, you look at tonight's game, obviously the score, not what we were looking for, but, you know, what are some positives you've seen from the boys?
I mean, just like coming back and seeing them play, like they move the puck so well, and it's so noticeable that, like, just being here in the arena, like, you can see some of the bounces aren't going their way, but, like, it's there. And luckily, playoffs is, you know, this one's the best 2 out of 3, so you get to play tomorrow.
We kind of talked a little bit about it too, is a lot of the errors, you know, both in a good and bad fashion, is they've kind of been Toro forced, which it's frustrating, but you can also clean it up on the opposite side too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just being like around the game so much, like, you know, some of their own mistakes, like Maryland's just capitalizing on their own mistakes, and they can clean that up easily. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to watch the majority of the games this year, so I know they can do that. Yeah.
When you have a game where it seems like every bounce is going the wrong way, right? The dump in off the glass while the goalie goes behind the net, when just every bounce seems to be going against you, does that almost make it easier to take this loss and just wash it and get ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, it's hockey. It happens. And you just chalk it up as one of those games. You know that, like, some nights bounces aren't going to go your way. And, like, that's any team that plays the sport. Like, it's just going to happen like that. So going into tomorrow, obviously into this third period as well, you just focus on that and just, like, try. Like, you can't control bounces, but you can control how you react.
You know him really well, too. Cody Campbell in that locker room as he gets set for, you know, the last 20 minutes, like you said, and moving into tomorrow. What do you think his demeanor and his message is? You know him so well. Hey, you know, how is he going to kind of rally the boys here as they move forward?
Yeah, it's always been just about, like, you can, like, control what you can control. You have to focus on what you do best, basically. And for them, that's just, like, I know they can play hard. I know they can play harder than what I've seen tonight. And that's not a knock on them. That's just, like, I know you have more. And whether it's jitters or whatever it may be, like, there's more in the room, and I think everyone in that room knows that, which is awesome, because very few junior hockey teams know that they have more, and I think these guys do. So,
I guess I got one final question that I got to add, Ken. Who do you think is the more surprise goal scorer over the course of this season, your brother or Colby Volk on the back end?
Honestly, like, for me, seeing them both, like, obviously I played with both of them. I grew up with one of them.
Take a guess, right?
Yeah, right. It doesn't surprise me for either of them. I was fortunate enough to play with Woogie for 2 years. I knew it was coming. He was just waiting for his time to shine, and he finally got that, and he did what he did best. And Jack is just he just does that.
He's just like his brother, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I taught him everything he knows, but Jack's always had it, and it was just a matter of time before he clicked too, and then finally he clicked, and I'm so proud of him. So it's unbelievable.
You know, when you come here to this event, and it's the first time you've got to be back around a lot of the guys since you left, and you see there's a ton of Cream Cardinal in the stands, a ton of people from Minot. It's not just player parents. There are a lot of Minot people here. You know, reflecting back on your 2 years in Minot, how special is Minot as a junior hockey community, and what did it mean to you?
It was the greatest town I think I've ever got to live in. I think I honestly would take it over my hometown. I miss it so much. I've had several fans come up to me tonight, and it's awesome. They still remember my face. I shaved, so they would. But no, but it's been so special just to see. I mean, I saw the first thing I saw was my jersey when I walked in, and I was like, that's unbelievable. I mean, that is so cool. So, I mean, like, that place will always be, like, have a special place in my heart. Like, I want to go back so bad just to be in the town. I mean, there's a certain buzz that town has, and you won't find it anywhere else. You really won't. So, I miss it to no end, and I wish all the fans that couldn't make the trip the best, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Well, I'm not going to keep you here much longer, but I'm going to ask you one more question.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, your brother's on the team. You played with a lot of these guys. You know, have you talked to them much during the week? Are you going to talk to them after the game tonight? How was your involvement been with this group if they've gotten ready for the games this weekend?
This weekend, not so much. Big weekend, obviously. You kind of just let them be. That's at least how I would go about it. I like to be left alone before my big game. So, I know that the guys that I still talk to, they love to talk. So I can't wait to catch up to them. Or catch up with them when I get the chance.
But hopefully not till Tuesday.
Yeah, hopefully not till Tuesday. I'm going to try to keep my distance. But, I mean, it's, just try to let them do their thing. They know what to do. You know, they're hockey players.
All right, well, Nick, thanks for coming up and talking to us for a few minutes. Great to catch up with you.
Yeah.
We wish you nothing but the best, and we hope to see you back in Minot in the not-too-distant future.
I hope to get out there. Thank you, guys.
That was, again, Toros alum defenseman, now Bowling Green defenseman Nick O'Hannison. We are going to send you out to commercial. When we come back, we'll run you through the scoring recap and start period number 3 here on the Minotauros Network.
Tomorrow might be hard to see, but tomorrow is right in front of us. And we're always looking towards it. Investing another $4 billion in renewable energy and low-carbon solutions through 2025. And lowering emissions by modernizing our infrastructure, bridging to a sustainable energy future.
Holidays can be a stressful time, especially with those struggling with addiction. Call 1-844-44-TALK-2 to talk to a peer support specialist available 24/7. This message brought to you by the 1st District Health Unit and the Minot Minotauros.
I think we have some pickles downstairs. Honey, got some good news and some bad news.
The all-new Emergency Trauma Center, built with your reassurance in mind. The new healthcare campus and medical district, now open in Minot. Trinity Health, making more possible. The all-new Emergency Trauma Center, built with your reassurance in mind. The new healthcare campus and medical district, now open in Minot. Trinity Health, making more possible.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down. Go volume up. Go in. Go out. Go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
As long as you have the back of someone in the midst of an overdose, North Dakota's Good Samaritan Law has yours. Learn how to save a life at behavioralhealth.nd.gov.
Opioids, fill with care.
A state-of-the-art hospital and medical office building built with you in mind. The new healthcare campus and medical district, now open in Minot. Trinity Health, making more possible.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. Let's create yours with a built Ford Tough truck. Ford F-150 with impressive max towing capability and available Pro Power on board, so you have power on demand. Be future ready with Ford F-150.
Wait, I have an emergency fund.
The Lamplighter is Minot's premier liquor store. Whether you're looking for wine, cold beer, or a fine bourbon, stop in and browse our selection, or make a quick stop at our convenient drive-thru. The Lamplighter Lounge and Liquor Store.
In life, there's good, better, and the best. The same theme applies for our car and light truck tires at Northwest Tire. We offer you good tires, better tires, and the best tires. Which choice is right for you? That depends on your tire performance needs and your budget. The choice is yours. Come in and talk to one of our tire experts, and we'll help you decide which tire is best for you.
The Four Bears Casino Sportsbook has a new look. Enjoy Vegas-style betting in comfort. Play and qualify to win trips to Vikings or Raiders NFL games. Order a drink at the dedicated bar. Then kick back in a lounger and watch the full wall display. Feel the action all the way to the final moment and claim your winnings. Book it for private draft parties or game day too. Visit the remodeled Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Jacko Hannison. You're watching Minotauros hockey on NAHLTV.com.
Welcome back inside Fogarty Arena. Ken Oda with Noah Grant alongside. Wish we had happier news for you, but second intermission about to come to an end if, well, neither team lined up. So that gives us a moment to look at the scoring recap. But Noah, it's mostly bad news if you're rooting for the Creaming Cardinal.
Well, and of course, Luke Janis with his, fourth of the postseason, technically a hat-trick goal as well, I guess, off the stanchion, I think, and if I remember right, if my math is right.
Yep.
No,
he had the first of the second, and then that dump in.
Yeah, but
two hat tricks for the Black Bears tonight.
So if you want a little stats breakdown here, I mean, realistically, the Toros have to score a goal every 5 minutes to get back into this one and not give one up. You take out the first 7 minutes of this hockey game and a bad bounce, like you said at the end. It's a 3-3 hockey game since that point. So there is a lot of positives. It's not out of reach, but a lot of things would have to go right.
I talked to a lot of Toro fans this week, and everyone was asking me my feel for the series. And Noah, I know you and I discussed it as well. I said if there was a game I was nervous about, it was Game 1. And the reason being, the Black Bears were here last year.
Yep.
A lot of these guys were on that team. They were here. The Black Bears were here last year. They were the
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, that's Kobe.
Yeah. We may get a chance to potentially step out to commercial break. Got an emergency delay here in the building, so we're going to wait up until that point. Yeah, I just mentioned it.
We don't know any details right now.
Toros will be on the kill, by the way, coming out of
Ian Spencer's penalty. We don't know what happened. We're told medical emergency in the building. We're not going to speculate at details, Noah.
Oh, I can make a pretty educated guess, but I won't because hopefully things looking all right from just body language wise, knowing what I know in the biz, as one would say. So so we are in a holding pattern for a little bit. As we mentioned, how about we walk through the scoring here for just half a second. Luke Janis, Jeremy Tremblay, and Dimitri Kibro, 5'11", 607, 630 mark in period number 1. The first goal was a power play goal at the tail end of a kill. The Toros suddenly on their heels. Toros did get one back. Nick Sawecki from Joel Lettinen before 32 seconds later. Kubro again made it a 3-goal spread. The Toros cut within 2. Jacko Hannison from Nicholas Kettinen and Joel Lettinen, and then Janis again made it a 3-goal spread. 5:12 into the second period. Trevor Stahowiak responded with his third on the power play with help from Will Dawson. Then Dylan Gordon, a short-handed marker, and Luke Janis, a weird carom off a stanchion. So think about that, right, Ken? Toros have scored 3 power play goals. They've given up 2 on the kill. They've given up a shorty, and they've had a goal go off the stanchion. I mean, that's just one of those games where you chalk it up to what the actual heck is going on sometimes. And
and now what the actual heck is going on. We don't know what this medical emergency is. We're trying to find out. Oh, it's a fan. Okay.
Oh yeah. Did you want my input? I mean, it's not anything bad.
No, and I'm not going to talk about when I was given the word that it was a medical emergency behind the Toros bench.
Oh no, they were all.
I did not see what was going on directly across from us, and I immediately went to medical emergency behind the Toro bench, being a Toros coach.
Oh no.
How I took
my
that.
summation is it looks like an elderly fan that lost an edge, for lack of a better term. So hopefully they're all right. They are conscious and standing, and the medical staff is not moving rapidly. So again, in my mind, that hopefully things are doing better. But
my misinterpretation was when they said behind the bench, I thought that meant a coach.
I mean,
and because when I think behind the bench, I think
behind the bench.
Behind the bench, literally, or not literally, but figuratively. And I was thinking it was either Cody or Tyler, and it was a bad start, but I don't know that it's that bad of a start, Cody.
Also, when's the last time we've called Ebbs Tyler?
Yeah. But
it's been an odd night, and it's only Friday. We don't fly home till Wednesday, regardless.
Yes. And of course, my beautiful wife, who's 36 weeks pregnant, flies in tomorrow along with our kids, and I will be flying back with her, and I will continue to implore her to switch seats with me. Noah, when I booked my flight, they were not coming. I had enough miles to upgrade myself, so I'll be sitting in Comfort Plus with you, while Victoria and the kids, by the time they bought their tickets, had to grab the very last row of the flight. So I'm hoping not to be that guy.
I'm just
and
saying.
I'm begging her to switch seats with me.
I'm just saying, you said 36 weeks. I know I went to school. I don't do babies, man. Especially not on a plane. And it sounds like a setup. That's all I'm saying, okay?
Hey, I told you, that's my health care plan. Forget Blue Cross Blue Shield or something on the exchange. No, it's Noah Care.
I mean, I know all of us are close in the office, but that's a level of intimacy that I don't think we need to.
Especially at 40,000 feet.
Altitude notwithstanding. Although if any group of people is going to be relatively professional about it, I'm not worried about you guys, to be honest with you. But I'm trained.
Yeah.
Not well, but I'm here.
I'm sure you had to do a rotation at some point,
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
I love my labor and delivery rotation. My mom was an L&Diner. She's done over 500 deliveries herself, so I'd probably be calling her mid-flight, although I wouldn't have upgraded to the Delta Wi-Fi package so no one would hear me. But in theory, anyway. I've always been a little nervous of is anyone a medical professional on this plane? Because I am, but my skill set is at the lower tier of what we constitute medical professional. But nonetheless, we might need CPR after this one, depending on how the Toros finish this game.
Better to get a medical professional than a medical amateur is all I'm saying.
Yeah. I am built for chest compressions, but hopefully don't have to do them tonight the way this game has gone. It's been a bit of a heart attack for Toros fans early on, and
I don't know that that's the way you want to describe it, Noah, but the good news is teams are taking the ice, and as you said, they're letting the fan who had the medical emergency stay. He just is sitting somewhere else with some oh, nope, I lied.
That's a precautionary, it looks like, but nonetheless. Ken learned what a stretcher was today.
Yes.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
In my defense, it was behind the dasher, so you couldn't
You're
really
not doing
see
well
it.
with things behind things today, are you? The Toros are behind, by the way, in case you needed a reminder there. But shots 22-14 in favor of the Black Bears, who lead 7-3.
Toros taking the ice.
You wonder, though, Ken, does the potential lull in action and restart here, does it benefit the Toros? Do they strike once or twice quickly early on in this third period and make things interesting? A lot can happen here. Certainly by no means out of the woods yet.
I'm curious how quickly they'll get going.
That's a Black Bear reference. You're probably missing that.
I
we're
missed
not,
it entirely.
We're not out of the woods yet.
Both teams have a very long walk, and both teams were back in the hallway. They had made the walk, and they had to just be lined up waiting for the opportunity to take the ice.
Next to each other.
Not just next to each other, but also just standing in a hallway for a long time there.
That makes me think of, I guess, when I was in college playing in Williston, you used to go out the Zam door down the same tunnel. I always thought that, and the thing that was funny was they would have us go first, but then our locker room was first off.
Okay.
So that just didn't make sense to me for a variety of reasons.
Toros will be shorthanded. Ian Spencer to the box for a slash right at the end of the period.
Papa John's penalty kill here to start period number 3. Approaching 10 o'clock here in Blaine.
Draw kicked back. Nick Zwiecki. Waller sends it all the way down. I would be firing every dump in at that stanchion that we saw the Bears get one off of. Meanwhile, Stahoyak takes it away on the far side, dumps it deep. Zwiecki working. Zwiecki tied up in the corner. Bears start up on the near side. Kebrew into the zone. Watched by Mahler.
Still hearing a Let's Go Toros chant. Still a lot of energy going on here.
Up top, Johnson mishandles. It's out to neutral. Stahowiak pressuring. Houston has to retreat. Horacek across, and that's an offside play. Whistle goes. 9:15. As you said, if you're a fan who believes in kind of chunking it and not looking at it being a 4-goal lead, but you need 1 goal in the first 5 minutes, goal in the next 5 minutes, 5 minutes after that, and that gives you a fighting chance. Still just 45 seconds gone. Toros win the draw, and Colby Volk promptly clears it the distance. Be interesting to see, regardless of the outcome tonight, Noah.
Who gets the call in that tomorrow?
Oh, that, but I was also going to say who gets the call up front. Janison shot gloved and held by Lucas Swedden. You've also got Charlie Owens, who's seen some action in the postseason, but he hasn't played since game 2 against Bismarck. You've got Chad Muller, who's been back on the ice for practice this week. Kind of in a case of emergency break glass situation with Chad, right?
Yeah, and then of course Jack Gardner, the other forward, who in case Cody Campbell feels like he wants to shake things up a little bit and get a different dynamic, Jacob Ingstrup, the extra defenseman, out tonight on the back end, the 06.
This is Volk, sends it the distance. Again, Toros shorthanded, so no icing. Small up on the pressure. Far side, shoveled back.
Yeah, and you look at the Black Bears, a couple of nice, smooth little pick plays as well, too, trying to stymie that shorthanded attack.
Near side, it's thrown up and out of play, which leads to another whistle. Again, several fans checking in. We do apologize. We are running on Wi-Fi instead of hardline here, so our internet connection not the greatest, so apologize for any buffering. Draw to the right of Lucas Swedden. 18:28 left to go here in period number 3. Stahowiak chips and looks to chase. Perreault gets in his way. Luke Amel back on it. Amel leaves on the near side. And the Black Bears start up ice. Rolled in, that'll miss. Into the near corners. Toros coming full strength, but jam play at the side of the net doesn't go. Taken away. Stahowiak banks up the boards. They wanted to try and hit Spencer coming out of the box, but the pass didn't get through. Knox. Run into in the corner, puck taken away.
I think it's interesting, too, Ken.
Mahler near side. Spence chips out to neutral.
I think it's interesting, too. The game earlier today finished 8-2 in the earlier contest, and two totally different feels for hockey games, right?
Well, that one was 6-0 at one point.
Halfway through the hockey game.
This one dumped in. O'Hannison wins a battle, eventually taken away as help arrives. Chip to the far side. Woogie keeps it. Carries down the wall. Can't fight through a check. Meanwhile, Lettinen dumped in front. Scrum continues on the far wall. Toros only 14 shots on goal in this one, and that's with 6 power play opportunities. This one flicked out to neutral.
Yeah, a lot of shots off target, though. They certainly, I'd like to see shot attempts.
Jockham's shot goes off the tip of the glove. Rebound. Good defensive play by Janis. Long shot tip goes wide for Lettinen. Jockham's long shot save made. Rebound. Hammers it wide. Near side, Jockham's. Jockham's plays down the wall. O'Hannison. O'Hannison spins it deep. He wanted Kettinen. It'll get to the far side and Lettinen. Lettinen has trouble. Kettinen helps him out. Poked away. Lettinen getting buried along the wall. Puck rung to the near side. Jockham's up, but Stern wins it. Stern retreats behind his net. Thrown out to neutral. This will go for an icing, and as the whistle goes, the
Black Bears complete a change. And nobody cares.
This is certainly not the place to make this rule change or start enforcing this rule, but all season long I've said you can end this early in the year by just calling the delay of game, right?
16-16 left in this one.
Bear on the draw for the Toros. Kicks sideways. Gordon finds it. Pressured behind the net. Rolled to the far side. Fired right back to the near. Bear couldn't cut it off. Gibbs has it neutral. Gibbs dumps it in. Gordon able to catch it off the wall. Bears D2D in their own zone quickly. Up ice for Stitz. Taken away. Funtek dumps it deep. Lepak to the far side. Taken away by Small. Leaves for Spencer. Spence shot from a tough angle. Save made. Rebound corralled at the side of the net by the Bears. Meanwhile, Bear getting worked over in front. Taken away by Small. Kept in the zone. Small and trying to get to the net. Tied up. Finds Gibbs. Gibbs shot it wide. He had room on the top corner. Bear guides it back to Funtek. Quick chop. Puts it deep. Small behind the cage. Small working. Tries a shot. Save made. No rebound given.
Yeah, and I don't know if the netminder got clipped there accidentally by Spencer trying to crash the crease there. Ended up dropping his stick.
925 seconds left in regulation as we see those offensive chances for the Toros again on NATV. Just going wide. You mentioned a lot of shot attempts, a lot of loud bangs off the glass tonight.
And not a lot of traffic in front,
uncharacteristic for this group as well.
And not a lot of traffic in front too, right? Got to get plays to the point, got to get traffic in front. Make life difficult.
Draw will be to the right of Lepak. Kicked sideways. Marvin Cordes couldn't find it. Dawson's stick just cartwheeled out to neutral. I'm not sure what caused that. Meanwhile, Marvin Cordes hacks it ahead. Amel finds it. Perot trying to get in Casey's way to aid the Black Bear breakout. Dumped deep. Mahler on it first. Comes to the near side. Marvin Cordes hands to Casey. Casey leaves for Mahler. Mahler chips to the near side. Didn't get cleanly to Marvin Cordes. Chopped up along the wall. Eventually taken by Perot. He was short of center when he dumped it, and it goes for an icing.
Again, besides the initial flurry, though, first 5 minutes, the Toros have largely been in the offensive zone. Granted, could part of that be the score? Potentially, but nonetheless. Again, good signs. I think the second half of this hockey game, all things considered, despite the scoring, results, has belonged a little bit more to the Toros, which bodes well moving down the stretch. Feeling out process just wasn't pretty early on.
No.
I think that's the easiest way to put it. But
it's what I've talked about all week. I think the Black Bears came out having had some experience of having been here before. And that 3-goal hole, hard to come back from in any respect, right?
Yeah, and a little bit of that frustration, too, facing a good Austin team last year. And
chipped up the boards. Emmons couldn't find it. Bears control. Stahoyak pressuring, throwing up the middle. Far side, Funtek. Black Bears had 2 players hanging out at the Toro blue line. That's a good penalty by Ty James, as he had to tie up Kebrew, who was looking for his 4th of the game.
To keep an eye on him. He's been very good tonight. As it's going to be a hooking minor.
So James to the box. What's the delay here? Lepak being called to the bench.
Are they taking a timeout?
Did the Black take their timeout?
That's what I think. There's 2 officials over there, which is normally not common in a timeout situation. The officials would come to the scorer's table.
The trainer is talking to the goaltender. I'm wondering, he's taking a few pucks to the mask. He hasn't really been crashed into since Trevor Stahowiak's goal. Either way, Toros to the Papa John's PK once again. This puck sent the length. Zwiecki up on the pressure, spun to the far side. This will not go for an icing as Kebrew wins the race. That forced Sweden out of his net. Down to Kebrew in the corner. He'll play up top. D to D, near side Johnson. Johnson hands down the wall. Another feed up top. One timer doesn't go. Rebound clears the zone. Johnson to the far side. Into the zone. Carries deep. Around to the near side. Johnson up top. Kebrew down low. Up top, Johnson. Long shot blockered up and out of play by Lucas Sweden.
Who has played fairly well, by the way, since coming into this game. He's given up 4 technically, 1 off a stanchion, shorthanded breakaway. And a backdoor tap in 2-on-1 at the tail end of period number 1.
And that rebound that just trickled through a ton of traffic.
Right. I think he's played very well tonight, despite giving up 4.
Well, Brady James was beat cleanly on a couple of those shots, but again, those were shots he never saw through traffic, right?
Yeah, early on in a hockey game, chased him before the 7-minute mark.
Glass and that caught Gordon in the face off the glass. Meanwhile, Funtek behind his own net. He'll try again. Awkward Karam off the boards again. This time Gordon finds it. Dumps it cross corner. Colby Volk up ice. Toros still shorthanded, so no icing. Played by Lepak. Spencer pressuring, but it's thrown to the near side. Back across to the far. Dumped in near corner. Mahler kicks the stick and then clears it all the way down.
All things considered, Ken, last rush here, but so far very strong kill for the Toros.
Good stick by Zwiecki, frees that puck up. Second try, gets deep from El Bashir. Lucas Sweden will clear this on his own. Perreault looks across. Amel comes to the near side. Ty James out of the box. Toros to the full strength. Shot save made, and the rebound quickly covered by Lucas Sweden. 12:07 to play here in period number 3. If you were trying to chunk it
goal
before.
Every 3 minutes.
Time ticking away. For the Toros.
Well, like you said, we've reiterated this, but if you were going to have a hiccup or a wonky game, tonight's the night.
Right. The only downside to it is you lose your margin of error, right? You've used it here. This is Kettinen taking it away, feeding Ohannesson. Ohannesson into the zone, rolls it deep. Comes back towards the front, another weird Karam. Fortunately for the Toros, the goaltender had not vacated, as it wasn't rung around the boards until the Toros had already gained the line. Jockham's got upended. Toros poke it into the zone, quickly thrown back out. Funtek to the near side, and Jockham's gives to Kettinen, who touches it into the zone. Hammered to the far side, and that goes for a Minot's finest collision center icing. 11:24 left to go here in the third. Toros still down by 4. Bear and Ruh on the draw to the left.
When you talk about how much of an anomaly tonight has been, Ken, when's the last time the Toros have been outshot by 10 by anyone not named the Austin Bruins and been held under 20 shots to this point, 25-15?
Bear tied up with the centerman on the draw. Eventually, the Bears find the puck, and to answer that question is, I don't think it's happened this season. No. Bear with a big hit on Janis. Far side, Funtek drops it back for Gibbs. Gibbs up ice. That's an easy too many men call, and the whistle goes. Player jumped off the bench and played the puck. Toros will go to the power play for the 8th time tonight.
I got 7.
7th time tonight, and that's
Maryland
also an anomaly, right? You can't bank on 7 power play opportunities.
Maryland has had the last 2 previous.
Zwiecki on the draw. .50-50 draw, found first by the Bears, and they send it the distance. What happened there? Hannison out of the scrum with it. Hands off. Kettinen into the zone. Kettinen drops for O'Hannison. O'Hannison walks in, wires wide. The rebound drilled the official off the wall. O'Hannison for Lettinen. Shot another attempt that goes wide, and it's going to turn into a 2-on-1 short-handed. Save made by Sweden, who then covers the rebound.
Yeah, good look for the Toros there, and then in transition, just a poor breakdown. Weak side defender, whoever is on that power play unit, just got a little bit too low. I mean, you maybe take that chance in a 4-goal hockey game, but
draw will be to the left of Sweden. Toros win it back with speed. Emmons drops it back for Casey. Casey chips far side into the zone is Dawson. Dawson drives the net, tries to tuck it backhand. It doesn't go. He gets his own rebound on the near wall. Packed up to the point. Mahler pinches down. It gets by him. Heard footsteps and rolled at the distance. Sweden stops it there. Past the 10-minute mark. 58 seconds left on the power play as the Toros start up the ice on the far side. Dawson dumps it. Near side. Stahowiak lets it roll to Mahler. Mahler punches it back down to the corner. Stahowiak pinned. Puck fired to the far side. Ty James was towards the middle and couldn't get to the wall in time. 36 seconds on the power play as James drops for Casey. Casey looking to pick his way into the zone. Dumps it. It'll ring to the near side. Ty James after it. Just 25 seconds left on the power play. Spencer on the near wall. Moves it down low. Casey back for Ty James. Back to the near side. Spence off the wall. Leaves for Funtek. Funtek looking for a lane. Cuts the middle. Tries a shot. Deflects off a leg to the corner. Casey banks to Spencer on the far side. Spencer taken into the boards. Black Bears come full strength. They dig along the boards. Of course, the clock is Maryland's friend at this point. Where's the puck? Down in the corner still. Casey tied up. Perreault there. Toros win the scrum. Played back. They come across near point. Gibbs looking for a tip. Save made. Spence with a nifty tip, but maybe took a little bit too much off the puck in directing it towards the goaltender.
Good redirect. Forwards were a little bit late getting there, though, and I think that's the initial shot Gibbs wanted wasn't there. No traffic in front.
Ahead for Colby Bear. Bear driving the net. Wins a physical battle. Tried to put it towards the middle. No one there. The rest of the Toros were changing. Far side. Rugi back on it. 8 minutes left. Rugi up the wall for Kettinen. Kettinen across for Jockums. Jockums up ice. And they'll say that was an icing. So we'll come back down towards our left.
Well, again,
Aunt Doreen, Nick and Jack O'Hannison's aunt, says thanks for putting Nick Stern on the broadcast. Always glad to catch up with Toro alum. Some more Toro alum will be in the building tomorrow. Michael Talbot from the 2018 team.
I was still waiting for when O'Hanny came on, and you mentioned we had a special guest. I was still waiting for, hey, it's O'Hanny. I really wanted it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. By the way, if you're a math guy, Pros are now in a goal every 2 minute territory.
Near side. You know me. I'm not big on the math. Far side. It's Kettinen. Turning. Near side. He missed O'Hannison. It's chipped right back out to neutral. Jockums turning away. Plays to Mahler. Mahler gives to Jockums. Near side. O'Hannison. Toss across. Rolled in by Kettinen. Lettinen up on the pressure. Far side, Knox pinches, shot, tip, doesn't go, rebound loose in front. Eventually corralled by the Black Bears, near side. Pass up ice, missed, and Knox apparently didn't win the race for icing. And Knox wins a physical battle and dumps one of the Bears far side. Kettinen moves it up the wall, it's cut off. They continue to dig on the boards. Toros win the scrum eventually. Lettinen and Ruh tied up. This is Kettinen dumping it in. It's on net. Stopped and played to Luca Mell. Near side dumped in. Sweden out of his net. Stops, guides it back to the near side. Ty James up the wall for Marvin Cordes. Marvin Cordes ahead for Dawson. Dawson will go wide into the zone, trying to get around Gordon. Poked off his stick. Dawson taken into the boards. Continues to work down the wall. Marvin Cordes there as well. Far side. They continue to dig in the corner. 6 minutes remain. Toros need to find 4. In behind the net. Big hit by Dawson. Puck to the near side, however, and it's Stitz looking to get into the zone. Trevor Stahoyak takes that away, throws up ice to Casey. Casey into the zone. Casey forced in behind. They continue to dig down low. Casey with a hit, but the Bears get out.
Yeah, a lot of physicality in this third period.
Well, and as the time starts to dwindle and a comeback becomes less and less likely, you wonder if there isn't some clean message sending.
Yep.
We're trying to earn an advantage for tomorrow. Maybe you get the Bears hearing footsteps. Zwiecki trying to get free. He's tied up, however, and the puck will go the other way. Chipped ahead. Woogie gloves down to the stick. Turns it up ice for Zwiecki. Zwiecki dumps it. Bears back on it first. Emmons pressures. Near side, throwing the distance. And it goes for a Minot's finest collision center icing.
Last time I'll say it, but Toros entering now a goal a minute territory here. 4:41 left. Would take pretty monumental act from the hockey gods to put the Toros within reach here. Nonetheless, play has largely been to our right through most of this third period, so positives to build on. I certainly think
it's certainly
even in that Anchorage Lone Star series tomorrow, I think we're going to see a different look. Can't imagine Anchorage is just going to go away quietly without adjustment. That Lone Star team's very good, though. There's no doubt about that. The Toros looking to do the same.
Toros control on the wall. Spencer, shot blocked. It goes towards the back post. Bear couldn't get free. Spence behind the net. Tries to touch it out front. No one there for the Toros. Near side, Bear pressuring Al Bashir. Dumped in. And the Black Bears will peel off to change except for Janis. One of 2 Black Bears with a hat trick tonight. Dump deep. Knox plays up the wall. I think that's another possible positive. Right? There's only... all the damage came from just a couple of guys.
Yeah. And a couple of minutes, really, in this hockey game. Also, the Toros giving up 3 power play opportunities against, but, I mean, fairly disciplined, all things considered. You know, going with the officiating crew, they earned their opportunities, had a chance to climb back into it a few times. Put a 3 spot up on the board usually gives you a pretty good fighting chance most nights.
Jammed out to neutral again. Tremblay settles it down. dumps it in. Sweden stops that. It comes to the near wall. Horsek met by Gibbs and Small. Played in behind the Toro net. Funtek there. Lettinen tied up with Stitz. Lettinen carrying a stick up ice. Down low. Funtek wins the battle. Leaves for Ohannesson. Pass into the middle for Lettinen. Didn't get through. Near side, El-Bashir, and that's an offside play after Johnson and Funtek were tied up into the zone. Lettinen gives Johnson a shove. 2:48 left to go here in the third.
I posit a question for you, Ken.
You can always ask a question. I can't promise I will answer.
You think we see Chad Miller tomorrow?
Oh, 100%.
I think so too. As good as the man on the right of the faceoff grouping, Murray Marvin Cortez has been, and it might not be him.
I don't know that it's him. I think.
Or the Toros may just elect to carry an extra forward, which they really haven't done all year.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think Ty James has played quite a bit in this one. So has Gibbs. And I would think season on the line, that comes out front. Season on the line, I don't know that you take either of them out. Meanwhile, up top for Marvin Cordes. Drops it for Woogie. Back to Marvin Cordes. Put in front for Casey. A good stick. Deflected the pass. And Janis dumps it in. Sweden ahead for Murr. Marvin Cordes on the near side. Dumped in by Gordon. Sweden out to stop. Woogie leaves far side. Casey finds Dawson into the zone. Dawson. And Murr working a cycle in the corner. Dawson walks out front, backhand try, that's blocked. And controlled by Tremblay, who throws it towards the Toro end. Won't go for icing. Would have been on nets, so Ty James has to play. Touched in by Small. Amel is back on it. Long to the far side. Mahler closes off the wall, tries to hand to Spence. It doesn't connect. Far side, Al-Bashir into the zone, flips one into the corner. Near side.
Ken, in this one, 2 out of the 3 periods, the Toros actually had more shots in this contest. Second period was 12-6 Maryland, although I felt like the Toros had a fairly strong middle frame despite the scoring result. That one goes for an icing. 63 seconds left in this one. Shots 27-18. But again, you look at the totals, 11-10, 6-12, and 8-6. Actually, the grouping now says 10-7. I don't know how accurate this is. Right now it has Maryland at 29 and Minot at 27.
While the scoreboard has them at 27-18 in favor of the Black Bears.
Right.
I have a feeling the score sheet's more, well, the score sheet's the official score.
Right.
The scoreboard is just what the person sitting in the box running the scoreboard clicks on, so.
And Maryland.
Backhand try for Dawson doesn't go as he's upended.
Toros give up 1 power play goal on 3 chances. They score 3 of their own on 7 opportunities. Toros did give up a shorty today and also a weird carom off a stanchion, but as well as 3 goals in the first 7 minutes that came about a minute and a half apart.
So,
under a minute to play here.
Yep. Final minute brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Equipment. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I don't think we're going to do a ton of postgame as that goes for an icing. Don't know that there's a lot of postgame we need to do, Noah.
Would you like an
autopsy on this one? Probably not very fun.
The Toros are going to be short here. Will
Dawson to the box.
Papa John's penalty kill. Would you like a food for thought item?
Sure. I'm starving. I haven't eaten yet today.
Basically, the Toros need to continue to win. for us to continue calling games together.
Yes.
Every game from here on out could potentially be our last, you and I. Not that there's a lot on the line already, but...
Draw. Oh, the Black Bears had iced the puck, so that's why the draw comes back. Yeah, and that really is the important thing to preserve here is extend our partnership. Far side, Stahowiak dumps it down. Goaltender signaled icing, unaware that his team was on the power play. Surprised to see Stacks and Zwiecki out here as the final 20 seconds will tick away.
Surprised Stacks actually forced him there. I thought he was just going to let him stand behind the net. It seemed like the Black Bears were very content with that.
Toros take it away and clear it again. And that should just about do it for game one. Toros will fall 7-3. And just as it was in 2018, the Toros will face a do or die
from here on out
the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of positives to take from this. I thought the Toros had a lot of pushback and thought they had a lot of good looks. They got to find a way into the middle of the ice to be better on the attack, I feel like, as well, too. I didn't feel like Maryland's netminder was challenged too terribly difficult when it came down to it in certain situations, but the Toros got better as the game went on, got better defensively as the game went on. They're going to have to handle the transition game and the physicality tomorrow, stay disciplined.
Also, got to find a way to score at evens.
Well,
all three goals come on the power play.
Yeah, and often a team has held the Toros off the score sheet at 5-on-5. And, Ken, we can sit here and talk ad nauseum. The reality is Toros could get outshot 27-1 tomorrow if they win 1-0. That's the name of the game. So
at this point, you're not going to ask how they do it. You just ask that they do it. Toros will fall in this one 7-3.
Unofficially, 29-28. Maryland over Minot in terms of the shot volume. Take a look at
another look at all of the scoring from this one.
And there was quite a bit. The Black Bears, of course, strike 3 times from the 5:11 mark to the 6:30 mark. And then, of course, Minot does end up getting one back after Brady James is chased. After that goal right there.
And now they skipped the Toro goal, went right into more Maryland offense. So
no, that's only the 3rd goal right there.
No, that was Swedes. Oh no, you're right.
And then
my goodness, we're just getting lots of looks at the same goal.
And then the Toros respond on the power play after giving up the initial power play goal. Nick Zwiecki, his 6th from Joel Letninen's 6th. And this one was on the power play. The Toros finally had a little bit of life with the puck in front off a beautiful little redirect. And again, the Toros in this contest after this point never clawed closer than a 2-goal deficit. They did it 3 times, 3-2 goals, but could never find a way back. Although a beautiful passing play there, and then just like that, the response in the next shift. It was Kebrew was able to find the back of the net, and a lot of physicality, a lot of scrums, a lot of things after the whistle. And the
this
Charles
was the
on
Johannesson goal after that penalty for the slash on Sweden.
18-21 mark, his 4th from Nicholas Ketnin's 4th, and Joel Letninen's 7th helper of the postseason. A beautiful individual effort. Toros had a little bit of life, but the 5:12 mark of the second period brought an answer for Maryland, but then Trevor Stahowiak, his 3rd, technically unassisted. I think Will Dawson might get one in there as well with that effort, but that made it 5-3, and then you thought the Toros had a little bit of life, had a little bit of momentum. Power play didn't go well this time. Short-handed turnover led to a breakaway. Ended up in the back of the net.
Not sure we're seeing these in order, no.
Yeah, actually, this is a Dylan Gordon goal.
Yeah.
The sixth goal, I think, should have been the shorthanded one. And then, of course, puck off the stanchion here sealed the deal. But nonetheless, as we mentioned, shots on goal 29-28 in favor of the Black Bears. 11-10 favor of the Toros in period 1. Outshot 12-6 in the second. Outshooting the Bears 11-7 in period number 3. Maryland should be 1 for 4 on the man advantage there. And then Minot 3 for 7, which you'll take any day of the week. But nonetheless, Ken, one game.
60 minutes or more to save your season and extend it to Sunday, which really, who wanted the off day anyway, Noah? What were we going to do in the hotel for 2 whole days?
Yeah, no kidding. And, that's just what it comes down to is at the end of the day, even if you had one game won, at some point it comes down to either you win game 2 and move on, or you get a game 3 and you're back in the same situation. You buy yourself a day if you win the first one. Toros back against the wall. First time all season they've been in this situation. Have to see how they respond here. Their season is on the line.
Well, for Noah Grant, Kobe Brault, Mike, Sam, Vinny, and the rest of the crew here, they didn't give us camera ops names, so we'll just thank camera ops in general. I'm Ken Oda, hoping you enjoyed the broadcast. No, you're not thrilled with the outcome. We'll come back tomorrow, try and save a season. We did it in 2018. No reason this group of Toros can't do it as well. We'll talk to you tomorrow at roughly 7:30, depending on how long the game before us goes, here on the Minotauros Network.